the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
And so the Bears are sending their compensatory fourth-round pick to Jacksonville for Nick Foles.
Keeping it 100.
I know we need to run the ball more. I'm not an idiot.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Open competition.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Chicago Bears sweat. Cole Kmet.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. The dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man at Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east or west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, moving forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shayne's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shayne got some haters. But now they're mouthed up like the true and now and laters. Debaters, stars get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sack strolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shayne. 100's what we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the upstairs. The tape never lies. You see, we lie, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a stat nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Max Sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we're keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100, baby. Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby. Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Yo, this is Dante Jones, former middle linebacker for Chicago Bears. You keeping it 100 with Shayne and Phil on the tape never lies.
The following show is for mature audiences only. Shy City Sports.
Number 58.
You're killing me here, man.
Out of Colorado, Shayne. Jay who?
Shayne will know.
I know who it is.
Yeah,
I
I don't know.
I thought you were the one that memorized the roster.
Yeah, when I was like 12.
What did you say about collaboration?
All right. Do you remember what number Warwick Holdman was?
Warwick Holdman, no. But you know what? 53. That's why I said 53.
There you go.
53 was Dante Jones.
There he is. Dante Jones.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
How are you?
Doing good.
We're looking at those big shoulder pads and those old clips, man.
Hey, Joe.
Well, you had to wear big shoulder pads back then because now, nowadays you're not getting as much shit all the time, and my shoulder's still bad from that.
Dante Jones.
Man, around back then, Tony Medlin, he was still there,
yeah.
right? Was he on a step stool getting those things up on your shoulders?
I didn't know that Tony Medlin got there the year before I got there. I thought he had been there forever. But I read somewhere that he had just got there the year before I got there.
Yeah, boy.
Whoa. Well, Boz is good. The other guy next to him's better. That was the quote from Sam Ritigliano. Obviously, you could talk about it. How was that? Was that hard for you? I'm keeping it 100 from you.
No, it wasn't. The thing with that was, we had a lot of good players. And Brian got a chance to play full-time at the strong side, and me and Paul Milazzo alternated.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of took each other's shine away. So Brian was able to go out there and get his shine. And, when you got a whole bunch of good players on a good defense, you can pretty much say what you want to, and we're going to back you up. we gonna make whatever you say stand. So we kind of made Brian look even better than he was. But he's a great player. We made him really good.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
What was it like to play at Oklahoma? You're a Texas kid. Did Texas recruit you? Because they were like the Dallas Cowboys of college football. How did you get to Oklahoma?
My father kind of pushed me toward Oklahoma because of, I was born in 65, and UT, University of Texas, didn't get their first black player to 1970.
Are you kidding me?
So my father pushed me toward OU because of that reason. And OU had their first black player in 55 or 56. So, it was kind of, back in the day, a lot of black players went to OU because Texas didn't recruit.
Some old bullshit.
Dante, coming into the Bears in 1988, that whole season, as a rookie, you're in Chicago, everything's defense. What was your rookie year like? Were you looking down at your ring finger? I'm getting a ring soon, man.
You know what? I started a game at outside linebacker versus Dallas.
Yeah.
Had 9 tackles and a sack, but then I got hurt. And so then they started putting more guys in, and I didn't get a chance to get back in there.
That's right. Okay.
San Francisco again. We're gonna beat them again. Cold weather. They can't play in cold weather. And they came down and crushed us. I was like, man, you couldn't believe it.
I would say, yeah. Every year is a little bit different. Yep.
Speaking of getting hurt, you got a former teammate in the chat room.
Busting your balls.
Lemonhead says old ass there. I don't know if you want to address that or not.
Lemonhead.
Get your mouth shut, jerk.
The best quarterback we had when I was there was Steve Walsh. I hate to admit that because he wasn't that good either. He wasn't that good either, but that's all we had. What's name was good too? What the other guy from Detroit?
Eric Kramer.
Yeah, Kramer was good. They both better than Harbaugh. Yeah, they both better than Harbaugh. But we won more games with the last year with Steve Walsh.
I remember the playoff game up in Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yeah, so
Greg McMurtry catching.
Harbaugh. He's a good guy, but as far as quarterback, he's a good coach. He's a good coach. But
yes.
As far as being a quarterback, he's
You want to throw your hat in the ring?
I hope Washington. But probably the guy they have now, Trubisky.
What did you say about collaboration?
And the playoff game versus Dallas. Defense played well, but the offense couldn't do nothing. Now we lost 17-13, something like that.
Is that weird that we're in 2021 and that's still the same problem? Chicago? Yeah.
Chicago, they don't like drafting quarterbacks.
Ring of Honor. Put their names up there. It's so effed up that Mike Singletary has his jersey, retired, but then it's unretired.
They told you it was a guaranteed piece of shit.
Who was the biggest pain in the ass as you're a rookie?
Lemonade.
Was it?
You know what though? We had a lot of good times in Chicago. No, my rookie class, we had 12 guys. Wow. And so there was a 12 rookies, yeah. So there's a tradition in Chicago where rookies had to go get donuts on the weekend.
Time to make the donuts.
On Saturday before we take a trip. And if you forgot your donuts, the veterans would not beat you up, but they would tie you up, tape you up, and throw you in the cold shower, take you outside and take you to a goalpost.
family, boy.
Speaking of surprises, somebody's surprising us and saying they want to come on the show to talk to you face to face. Get back in the huddle. There he is.
Oh, come on, man. I talked to him all the time already. I only talked to him all the time.
We're in the huddle.
Look what we're doing, baby. Look what we're doing.
I need a shirt, man. I need a shirt.
Alex Acevedo.
We'll get you one, man.
Back, man. We're sending it out.
What size you need?
What size are we talking?
Double X.
You need a 4X.
I ain't a 4X.
What did you say about collaboration?
Same draft class.
Same draft class, yeah.
Well, Dante, you got him beat on where you were drafted in regards to him. I mean, you got that.
This started playing early. He started as a rookie.
You don't got to tell
early. I wish I was out there with Stetson.
because Ditka was like a god. What was the feeling when the news came down that Ditka had been fired?
It was a shock, because we didn't expect it. You kind of expect it because we had a losing season. It wasn't up to our usual standards. But, we didn't know what to do. The football, people get cut, get fired all the time, so you got to kind of roll with it and go with the flow and try and do your best to move on. But it was a shock, We thought Mike Dick would be there forever.
Did he ever talk about his game to you guys? Like ever say, I played this fucking game too, or any of that?
No, but
I know
not to
when
me,
we first got there.
He tried to send me back to Oklahoma a couple times.
He did the same thing to me too.
See that? That's your IQ, buddy. Zero.
Dick always, when we got there, looked like Dick always thought he could still play.
Yeah, and he did. He tried to fight people. He almost ran a couple times.
Yeah.
He tried to fight Harbaugh all the time. Beat him up. Get him. I can take him.
Is this on the football field or in the locker room?
Yeah, on the field.
On the field.
Yeah.
On the field, yeah. Dick was a beast on that field.
See, I went home instead of staying in Chicago to work out. So I didn't come back in the best of shape. That all-season, he said, either you're going to stay here or we might have to cut you. I said, I'll come stay here, coach.
Yeah.
I said, I hated one said, which my wife said was strong. So yes, strong. But I dislike him with passion. How about that?
That's stressed right here. Look at you. And I know you're working out now, Dante.
Just started.
There go your homeboy.
For real. Better than that. Wannstedt isn't my favorite guy. Isn't my favorite coach. He might be low on the totem.
From the NFL Network. Do I need to show up to defend Nagy? What are your thoughts on Coach Nagy, guys?
Who?
Yo, what's up? Keeping it 100 crew tonight in the house. We got a different kind of show.
Smoke weed every day.
There's no Claudio, the barber, the moderator's out of the building. We're going to be bringing in David Kaplan. We're going to get into this. I see a lot of you in the chat are tired of the QB talk. Well, the Bears haven't had a QB in 101 years. Well, since Sid Luckman. So that's going to be the topic tonight. So if that's something that's going to bother you, you better get the step in, because tonight we're going to be breaking that down. Obviously, you're going to talk about the Allen Robinson stuff, but also we're going to bring in this guy, the smartest man. You guys know him. You love him. I'm trying to set it up so we have this done correctly here. Let's see if I could do this correctly. There he is. Shayne, the smartest man. Marsaw, what's up, Shayne? How you feeling tonight? Is a trade about to go down? What's going on?
Welp. Come on, Joe Cena. Come on, be better. Be better, please.
Joe Cena's teasing.
Who's flipping out on the freaking quarterback talk? Come on, Bears.
I'm seeing you.
102 years you haven't had a quarter. You want to talk about middle linebackers?
Mod
Exactly. Come on.
This is the Mod On show. I mean,
you go out and get Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson, it's franchise altering. So
you gotta listen. This franchise is defunct. It's like that, you buy the Powerade like this, you can't fucking recycle it. Even though it's plastic and they don't take it. What are we doing? We can't keep recycling this stuff. We gotta find the quarterback. We gotta get the right guy, We've talked about this for 3 months. Yes, I'm going to pat this network on the back because we do the homework. Shayne said to me, Phil, there's no other option. Once they decided to keep Ryan Pace and Coach Nagy with the collaboration, guys, they are backed into a corner of desperation. So the only guys that can overtake the negativity, no doubt, a negativity, is Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson. We've said that months ago. And oh, by the way, months later, we're at the freaking Thanksgiving quarterback table and the cap is set. Everything is going in the direction of something that's about to go down. Now, what that is why we're doing this show tonight, to change the freaking culture that you've dealt with since number 42 was under center. Number 42, Sid Luckman. So let's get this out into the open, Shayne, right?
Yes.
Agreed. We got to do it the right way. Our guest, though, is ready, Shayne. He's already in the building. I don't know. Before we introduce him in the TTNL way, is there anybody that we respect and love more than this guy? I'm going to say, I don't blow smoke. Let me just say this about David Kaplan, the human being. We talk a lot of shit on this show. We laugh, we analyze, we have passion, desire to change this. This man, though, is a friend, is a father, and is that kind of guy that I don't give a shit. If someone dislikes Dave Kaplan, like I used to, I had to learn the whole mantra of what he was. I'm serious. And when I was like, oh my God, this guy speaks my language and he loves people. And really, that's what this network is about. People. He's the most, exactly. Connor Steele. He's the most genuine guy in media. He will go out of his way. He's done things for my children and this network that you see. And I got to introduce him the right way. I love this guy. Let's do it like this.
If you root for any teams in Chicago, then you've seen this guy covering them better than anyone else in the business. Is this guy afraid to speak the truth? No shot. He's not afraid to speak it, even when he knows it's going to create a firestorm. Ladies and gentlemen, Bears fans, get up out your seats and give it up for the 3-time Emmy Award winner, a member of the WGN Radio Walk of Fame, the IBCA Hall of Fame, the CPLBC Hall of Fame, and last but not least, what he's most known for, being Mindy Kaplan's husband. Give it up for the former Piper, David Kaplan.
There he is.
Guys, I got to tweet this picture out.
There he is.
There you go. What's up, boys? Now, how about this? Bill was going to take me for this amazing.
I heard.
I'm working, doing college basketball in Stanford. But can you believe there was a time Phil hated me?
Yeah. I tried talking him down, Cap, and he wouldn't listen to me. I'm like, this guy's the best. He's like, come on, man. But we got him fixed up though, Cap.
Now Phil and I are tight. I'm sending videos to his kids.
He does.
Let me just tell you, his wife obviously is the athlete in the family.
Yes.
Video of his son running for like an 80-yard touchdown. Yep. There is no shot that kid got that athleticism from him.
That's right.
Everyone sells me short. This guy's taking
because you're 5'2". You are short.
He texts me back. I was at Hofstra. I go, what's a Hofstra?
Yeah, exactly. They threw out the football program. Yeah. Hey, I took Raheem Morris on his freaking recruiting visit. Now he's the DC.
I did a game at Hofstra, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, the basketball game I did there. I stayed at the Marriott right next to the Nassau
Coliseum. Exactly.
Yep.
That's Hofstra's right there across. Yeah. You are the best, man. Listen.
I'm glad we found common ground and now we have this great relationship.
Hey, listen, I thought you were I thought you were like a Mully who just throws shit out like to get the shock. Then I'm going to give credit to Greg Braggs, and he was the one who said, Phil, you got to listen to him. And obviously Shayne, I keep it 100 on Keeping It 100 with David Kaplan.
I wore my Keeping It 100 t-shirt today.
Did you?
Yes.
Nice.
This is what I'm talking about. Listen, I love you, man. Listen, that's what it's about. Friendship, again, COVID has put things together, but it was well before COVID. The respect I had for you was with the Jordan Howard debate. This guy came on and was like, Phil, I get what you're saying, but he's expendable. He was traded, so on and so forth. And just the friendship and the compassion you have, not even for us. I just see it in how you treat people. Again, you deserve everything you've got, and it doesn't go to your head. So when I see someone like Brad Biggs who hates me.
How do you like my new sweatshirt I got today?
That's great.
How cool is that?
When you think of the Bears, someone asked me, you see the logo, what player do you think of immediately? That's who I think of.
Peyton, no doubt about it.
Exactly.
But
Me too.
You could go Butkus because he was such a dominant player.
Right.
Gale. I mean, nobody knows who Sid Luckman is other than my late father. They were best friends. Yeah.
Are we gonna change? Are we gonna change that, Cap? Josina Anderson sent out the Welp tweet tonight. Bears Twitter's in full, fired up mode, trying to figure out if something's going to be breaking with possibly Russell Wilson, and where is this going to go?
I got to look up her Twitter.
Yeah, she did it. It's a couple of hours ago now, but then she friggin' logged off. So everybody's. But we have Cap. You're a betting guy. Phil, do you have that? Did I share that with you up here?
You bring that. Yeah, is it up?
Yeah, I've got it here.
It's a betting line. Here it is.
Yeah, right here. But they, for what it's worth, Bet Rivers has taken down the futures bet for Russell Wilson trades to go along with DraftKings taking down theirs also.
Really?
And they said they did the same thing the day before Carson Wentz was traded, and they did the same thing the day before J.J. Watt signed in Arizona.
Wow.
And I have a tweet that I'm looking for confirmation on right now saying that the Bears Super Bowl odds have increased from plus 6,000 to plus 5,000.
So we've gone up 1,000 in minutes.
So as a betting guy, Cap, when you see something like that, what's going through your brain?
I follow Josina. I just hadn't been on Twitter for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, all she writes is "Welp." I don't know.
Yeah. Well, she sent out a tweet about the Bears. She said, "I think that the Bears definitely have to do something at quarterback." Yeah, which everybody knows. And then she talked about.
I have it here. She said, "I still feel the Bears have to find a way to make something happen at quarterback. There's too much pressure on things going better in the 2021 season for that front office to stand pat. Maybe Nick Foles, who has won more or as many Super Bowls as some quarterbacks out there who want to move, can be packaged." Look,
that's pretty obvious.
We had this debate last year. Nick Foles is a really nice middle reliever.
Yeah,
exactly.
We got a professional guy as our backup. If we had Nick Foles when Cutler went down and Caleb freaking Haney came in the game.
Exactly.
Todd Collins.
Different story.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
Come on.
Yeah, he's a 2 to 3 game guy at best.
That's it.
Always has been.
That's it.
He caught fire because the Philadelphia Eagles had a great offensive line. He was comfortable in that system.
And their defense was cranked up.
Brandon Graham off the edge. That team was hot. And he was a part of it. Like Josh McCown. That was a coaching decision in Chicago that failed. You see the hot hand. The team is rising in a game of momentum, football, a team sport. The quarterback's playing well, and Tressman didn't know how to roll that hand. He didn't know, and thus he went back to Cutler. And you see the story. It's the coach.
The fact that Bruce Arians is in Hallis Hall. It's not like he was at home. He's in there, and they said, "Who you bringing in as your offensive coordinator?" Ken Wisenhunt. When they said, "Hey, Ken Wisenhunt, the guy who just got fired as a head coach, you can get him." Yes, he's coming with me. And on top of it, they said, "We need you to do a mock press conference so we see how you handle the media." He got up. He said, I was the fucking NFL coach of the year this year.
Exactly.
Are you kidding? Is this a joke? And he still wanted the job, and they hired Mark Trestman. Now, the day they hired him, the story breaks. And I'm like, who can we get on that could talk about this guy? I'm going through my phone, and I'm like, hey, call this number. Tim Brown.
Oh, I remember this.
I called Tim Brown. He answers the phone. Hey, man, can we get you on to talk some football? Yeah, no problem. He comes on. I said, Tim, thanks for taking time. Now, we've never met. Hey, we wanted to thank the Bears just hired Mark Trestman as head coach. He played for him. He goes, no way. And I said, no, I'm serious. They turned down Bruce Arians. They just hired him. He said, dude, there is zero chance that he'll be successful. He said, that guy stands in the back of the room. He doesn't want to address the men from the front. He said, I'm just telling you, nice man, very intelligent X's and O's. He's a wizard. He said he has zero chance of being a successful head coach. That's the guy.
That's your guy. That's what they've done. Think about, ownership. If we go back, Cap, the collaboration presser, the condescending tone this organization took, you could see this is a team that's run, and your buddy on your network, Sylvie, he said something that I wanted to get him on the show to talk about, because I think there's some validity to it, that Ted Phillips getting that Soldier Field contract, he got some sort of golden ticket like Willy Wonka from this family that said, you now stay with us for the rest of your life. You are with us. And he has fucking meddled in I don't give a shit what they try to tell you. We have confirmed the late LaDainian Tomlinson trade that they were going to get. He said no. He was the reason Bruce Arians wasn't hired. He was the reason, as you said on the last show, you broke it down. You gave me the truth. How he blocked Chris Ballard. Think about how different this culture, this team is. Let me tell you something about Chris Ballard. He sees that left tackle fucking up like that. Goodbye. I don't give a shit how much you pay. We'll eat $5 million. We understand there's a level of toughness and accountability. Yurko is cracking up. Yurko's laughing. I would go against that guy all day. He's like a sack of potatoes. But we're going to keep him. We're going to keep him because we paid him a lot. That's the corporate run shit.
Let me ask you a question. If you bought microphones for you two guys to do the show and you spent a lot of money on the microphones, hey, I'm going to invest in the show, and it sounded like this, I can't hear anything you say. You go, I don't give a shit. I'm going to keep using the mics because I paid for them. No, you're going to go, I made a bad decision. Go get me new microphones.
When you put winning over all of everything, that's when you become great. That's when, and you say whatever it is you want about Ditka and Buddy Ryan or whatever. Ditka held people accountable. We had 2 former players on last week. It was the most enjoyable show for me to hear their stories of truth about Harbaugh and Steve Walsh and Eric Kramer and Coach Ditka and Dave Wanstead and the culture there.
The Wanstead thing from Dante Jones was crazy.
Like, I love Wani. I work with him at NBC, Chicago. He's the nicest human being. And it's funny, I was really hard on him when he got out of here. So 2 quick things. They tell me 2 or 3 years ago when he started with us, hey, man, could you fill in this week and host the Wanstead show? Now I host it every week. I'm like, no problem. I walk in the green room. There he is. I'm like, Coach, I'm David Kaplan, and I'm filling in today for Pat Boyle. I'm doing your show. Okay, great. I said, Coach, I just got to make sure before we start, I was pretty hard on you when you were here. Are we cool? And he goes, you were doing your job. We were horrible. I don't care. Now this year, we're working Monday Night Football, and the Bears were horrible. And Matt Nagy ran some stupid-ass 4th and 1 and jet sweep to Cordero Patterson to the short side of the field.
Oh, we remember it.
I destroy him on the broadcast. The camera cuts. There's Olin, Alex Brown, Lance Briggs. They're rolling, laughing. And there's Dave, and he's like this. And I look back. I go, "You okay back there, coach? This is not live TV." He goes, "It just dawned on me. If you're killing this guy, what the hell must you have been saying about me?" I said, "You don't want to know, coach."
I can tell you this to surmise Dante's truth. Like, Dante came on here and kept it 100. He's like, Coach Wanstead is my least favorite person because he lied to me. He told me, what was it? I'm paraphrasing now.
Well, he said he was in a hotel room and he turned the TV on. He looks down and it says Dante Jones has been released from has been released from the Bears, and he's like, "What the hell?" So he's like, "I call my agent. My agent calls Hallis Hall, and they're like, we didn't release Dante." He's like, "Oh, thank God. This came out of nowhere, whatever." He goes, "I went into Hallis Hall the next day and they fucking released me."
Wow.
Well, the missing part of this, Shayne.
Yeah,
was Dante had saw him 3 hours earlier. And he's like, "Hey, coach, hey, Dante." Nothing was said. It all was done backhandedly. And then it was, I know we released you after the whole spiel.
Still work out, yeah.
You could still work out here. And then he's like, okay, because he could work out anyway. He could work out with Singletary and at his place at the time. And then he's like, so I go to Hallis Hall to work out because now I'm going to be a free agent. They say, no, you can't work. So he's like, this is all I knew. And I felt so bad. I go, that's not how you fucking run a business. That's not how you do people. That's not. For me, I can hide like one of these blog boys on Twitter from my mistakes, but I don't. I said I didn't like David Kaplan. Someone will drag a tweet out and show I'm going to face it from. I love this guy now. That's keeping it 100.
We're cool.
Exactly. Because I was misinformed. I take.
Not to jump in here. Ben Albright just sent out a tweet. Said, "I don't know who needs to hear this, but you better keep refreshing Twitter tonight."
So we could be live breaking news with my man, Uncle Dave. Albright? Uncle Dave.
Benjamin Albright?
Yeah.
I follow him. Hold on.
Yep.
No, I keep getting Madeline Albright. I don't need
not the same, Cap.
I think she's dating Angelo.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, Cap, when you let's look at this quarterback situation as you guys stream. We got a producer here. He could keep us updated on Twitter. But you look at the names out there. Obviously, the two guys we've said for months were.
Oh, he said you could stop refreshing Twitter.
Oh, did he say it? Okay.
Albright. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you could stop refreshing Twitter tonight.
Okay.
Not as good as what I said then. I guess I better learn how to read.
Shayne had me excited. Like
it was me too.
Christmas morning.
Yeah. There you go.
Let me ask you this though, Cap. If your money is on the table and you're the GM of the Chicago Bears, which guy are you? I know who I'm rolling with. Which guy would you move for? Is it Wilson or Watson?
Well, I think the price is going to be different to get Watson because he's 25.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, I'll take either guy. I mean, we've had fucking Craig Krenzel win. And I mean, the most overrated player of all time. You may love him. I don't. Jay Cutler. So we've got like zero quarterbacks in our lifetime. And I'm older than you guys, and I haven't seen one. Nobody.
Right.
So if you call me up and said, okay, to get Deshaun Watson is your next 3 number ones, your next 3 number 2s, and Jalen Johnson, or I can get Russell Wilson for your next 2 number 1s and 2 number 2s, I probably, because I have so much stuff I got to fix on my football team, I'll probably take Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
But if the price is like close to the same, I think Wilson's a better player.
Yep.
Watson's 25.
Yeah,
that's where I wanted to see your level of scale, your scale. for me, it's Wilson all the way because of the player he is.
He's amazing.
He's amazing in the moment. And what I said to Bears fans, Cap, is we don't know what it's like to be a Patriot fan, or dare I say a Packer fan, with 40 years of Hall of Fame quarterback play, that they could be at halftime down 10. And, okay, we're still like, you have a quarterback that's going to lead you. We've never felt that. I've never felt that.
Never.
I'm at night, Cap, the night before a game since I was a kid. When I used to go to church, I was an altar boy. I'm saying the Hail Mary. Please let Shane Matthews do well today.
Yeah, who we were running out there. Like they had Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and we had like 50 of them, and all 50. Of them combined suck.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Do you remember the hype around Soldier Field the night that Rex came back against Atlanta when it was like 0 degrees
below zero?
Yeah, it was crazy. And I said, that's what we have to live for. That was like winning the Super Bowl when he walked onto the field that night. He actually I believe he fumbled or threw an interception on that first drive, but they ended up scoring. But it's just, Jesus, I don't know. Cap, I talked about this with Phil, and we've mentioned it a number of times on here, and I think that it gets undersold is beyond football. When you're talking about the city of Chicago, I think you're bringing in his wife and her career factor into all of this, because it doesn't matter. Russell Wilson, the day he puts on a Chicago Bears uniform, because it's the number one selling jersey in the NFL by a wide margin, and he doesn't have to do Tom Brady things. If he wins one, he's MJ level icon in Chicago for life.
So his wife Ciara,
yeah,
and him are very, very socially aware, and they are looking for a platform. What better city than the city of Chicago, where we have our share of racial problems?
Yeah,
to have this guy come in, be a great quarterback, win with the Chicago Bears, and then say, I want to help fix things in the city as well. That guy goes out to, he's not Jordan, he may not be Peyton, but he's iconic in our city.
I agree. And I listen, I've said this many times on the show. People hate to hear it for whatever reason, the environment we're in, but this show is called Keeping It 100. I don't know what person is considering themselves an analyst or a GM that looks at Deshaun Watson and Mitch Trubisky in the same conference and comes away with Mitch Trubisky. When they traded up, I'm like, we got him, baby. We got him. And I was so sure. And Shayne actually sent me a text. It's your boy Solomon Thomas, and my heart dropped. And I'm like, no.
Because Ian Rappaport came on TV and reported that it was going to be Solomon Thomas. I'm like, we traded up for defensive tackle.
So this is a true story. So Andy Reid says to Matt, I want you to work out the three guys, Mahomes, Watson, Trubisky. Yes. I want you to have dinner with them. I want you to spend time with them. I want you to break down every fucking throw they make this year. And then I want you to write me reports. Those reports are still in the property of Matt's agent. His agent is Trace Armstrong, the ex-Bear.
Yes.
The three reports say, and I'm paraphrasing, Mitchell Trubisky, phenomenal kid, great leader, loved by his teammates, big arm, athletic, can make plays with his feet, can make all the throws, is as raw as they come, the ultimate project. Deshaun Watson, winner, quality human being, great leader, has performed and succeeded on the biggest stage. I'm very concerned about already a prior ACL tear, thin wrists, thin ankles. I would be concerned of his injury history, but other than that, he's a stud. Mm-hmm. Patrick Mahomes, he wrote at the top of his paper, generational talent, do whatever you have to do to get this guy.
Yeah.
Those were his three reports. So now fast forward, I'm doing a Loyola basketball game on TV 2 weeks ago. My play-by-play partner is a guy named Mitch Holtis. He's the voice of the Chiefs. And when you hear the calls on the highlights, touchdown, Kansas City. That's that guy. Yeah. He and I are really tight. Nice. He said, let me tell you what went on. They brought all 3 guys in separate days. They did everything with him. Put him on the whiteboard. Let's X and O this. Now they have a meeting, and they tell Andy, hey, our guy is Mahomes. Andy said, get him back here. They fly him back in. He's in a glassed-in conference room for 5 hours with Andy Reid. They're watching tape. They're Xing and O'ing. Andy's putting up plays, going, take me through that play. And after 5 hours, Matt and Brett Veach, the GM, Veach was Matt's wide receiver at Delaware when Matt was the quarterback. Yeah. That's his boy. They're like that.
Right.
They're pacing like expectant fathers in the hall. 5 hours. And finally, Andy stands up, looks, and he goes, we're good. They get the limo to take, or the car service, Mahomes back to the airport. He comes out. He goes, whatever the cost is, that's our fucking guy. Get him.
That's what winning.
And
that's how they got. Did he drive a Camry there?
Yeah, our guy drove a Camry. Yeah,
collaboration.
Exactly.
That's collaboration. Our guy, and I like some of the things Ryan's done.
Yep.
Our guy couldn't trust the head coach, so he didn't even tell him until 2 hours before the draft.
And the funny thing is, Cap, the head coach had it right. He would have picked Watson.
Yeah.
That's the break. That's the break. You know, my uncle Sam Rutigliano.
Yep.
Is there, in your opinion, a race issue in regards to the black quarterback with the Chicago Bears? This has been a very hard topic for people to swallow, but in my case, I'm looking at it and I don't know, like through the tape, honestly, how somebody said Mitch Trubisky over Watson. Forget Mahomes. That everybody and their brother, including Mahomes, was my number 2 guy. Watson was number 1 because Mahomes was a boom or bust, is what you're going to see there, right? He's got everything. We don't get the sit down and know the man type of thing.
Correct.
You know how Matt Nagy's always worried about the goddamn whys. How about knows? How about we know, not why? Know the truth. The tape is never going to lead you wrong. So now the personality and the person gets you in the right. So in your mind, is that an issue with the Bears?
No.
No.
Don't forget, they had Vince Evans as their starting quarterback.
Yes, they did.
I was in college. It's a true story. The Bears are playing the Vikings. Girl I'm dating in college, her next door neighbor, we went to school in the Twin Cities. Her next door neighbor was Neil Armstrong, the old coach.
Yeah.
He calls me one day at like 6:30 in the morning. And she says, hey, David, I'm sorry I wasn't around last night, but I got a present for you. What's that? Neil Armstrong just left me 2 tickets for today's Vikings-Bears game at Metropolitan Stadium. Do you want to go? You can have the tickets. I'm hungover, and I'm like, hang on a minute. I go ask my roommate. He's now deceased. Hey, John, get your ass up. Let's go get breakfast. You want to go see the Bears and Vikings? He's from there. He's a huge Viking guy. He's in a freaking Viking jersey. I'm in a Bears jersey. We go. The Bears are getting pounded. They come back, and they've got the ball like 1st and goal inside the 1 with like 30 seconds left. Run it into the line. Peyton gets stopped. Now they decide they're going to kick the field goal to tie the game up. Rather than win it at the end, they're going to kick the field goal. It's inside the 1. So what is that? Like a 21-yard field goal?
21. Yeah.
Look it up. Hans Nielsen was the name of the kicker. He went to Michigan State. That motherfucker shanked it.
Oh, geez.
And I'm standing in the end zone like this because we're about to tie it, and they cover me in beer. I get destroyed by the fans. Yeah, he got cut the next day.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
I have my concern. I'm sorry, Shayne, about Ryan Pace and his ability to assess the quarterback position. And that is.
Well, I don't think it's going to come down. I think it's going to be 100% to what
this
Cap's
is Matt
talking
Nagy.
about. It's going to be the Matt Nagy show. You know, you see You see Louis Riddick out there saying that Ryan Pace, this isn't the Ryan Pace show anymore. You know, he tweeted that out, talking about it. And Cap, to your point, this is going to be the Matt Nagy show in terms. I mean, if they can't bring in Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson or however they do it, and in the trade market, and they turn to the draft, if that's the route that they have to go, that's 100% a Matt Nagy quarterback, correct?
Oh,
Wouldn't
he's signing off on. Now, look, he says, I want Phil. And Ryan goes, I think Phil sucks.
Yep.
Then they've got issues. But those guys are pretty much in lockstep.
They have to be.
Cap is driving the bus on evaluating these quarterbacks.
Yep, totally agree.
Cap, they are backed into a corner. Is there any way you could see? Because Shayne is giving me this freaking anxiety that if they go 7-9, they're still going to have their fucking jobs next year. Can you see that?
With that,
you are.
If you tell me that they go, we feel good, we're going to run it back with Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky, and they get 7-9, and they don't draft a quarterback, they probably get fired.
Yeah.
But if they come out of it and they go, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play Andy Dalton. I'm just picking a name. Cam Newton, whoever it is. But we also are trading 2 number 1 picks and Roquan Smith, and we just moved up and we drafted Zach Wilson, whoever the guy is.
Mac Jones, just for my health.
Yeah, whoever it is. Mac Jones.
Okay.
And they tell George, that's the guy, but we're not playing him as a rookie. We're going to let him learn. We're going to take our lumps with a veteran, perhaps, but that's the future of the Bears. George is going to keep those guys.
I agree, Cap.
Oh boy,
8-8 wasn't bad enough to fire him this year. Why is it bad enough to fire him next year with a young quarterback? I mean, this is where they made the mistake initially when Ryan Pace fell in love with Mitch Trubisky. John Fox never should have been the head coach.
They didn't let Ryan hire his coach.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's such a fucking clown show. Hey, let's let Ryan hire Ryan. It's like a Seinfeld episode.
And you know who Ryan wanted to hire was Dan Quinn, but Dan had given a verbal to Atlanta that he was going there.
From Hofstra.
Is he?
Yes.
I didn't even know they had a football team.
You can't take a shot.
He wanted Dan Quinn, but Dan had already given a verbal to Atlanta, so it didn't work out. Look, John Fox, I stood at the table in Tommy Waddle's house on Super Bowl Sunday a couple years ago. Waddle sold his house to John Fox when John moved here.
Oh, shit.
And so the other house Waddle buys, he invites John to the Super Bowl party that Tommy throws. And we're standing there. Foxy can put the vodka down now. And he said, guys, it's me, Danny Zetterman, and Ryan McGuffey from NBC, and Danny from my show on ESPN. He said, guys, let me fill my cup up with some more vodka. He drinks it straight. And then you guys can ask me anything you want. Anything you want.
Okay.
We're firing questions at him. What do you think of Leonard Floyd? Quote, he is Jason Taylor. He belongs in Canton. He's a great player.
What?
Wow.
Yes.
What?
Yes. What do you think of Mitchell Trubisky? He's all right. I wanted Deshaun Watson. He goes, but the truth of the matter is I wanted fucking Jamal Adams. We needed a great safety. That's who I really wanted. But if you're making me take a quarterback, I want Watson. He's a winner. Yeah. It was unbelievable to listen to this.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Was there any other good nuggets in there?
World.
Was there any other good nuggets in there? Did
You
you say anything about Pace? You had to ask him something about Pace.
We did. And he said, look, Ryan works hard. We just had a difference in philosophy. That's what
okay. That was bullshit. So you didn't keep it 100 there. I would love to have known. I liked Coach Fox. Did I ever tell you the story when I was getting on the plane? I'm getting on the plane going back to Connecticut. I come up to watch them play, and you know how you come in, you have to walk through first class. So I'm walking. I got everybody.
He's going to Bristol to do ESPN.
Exactly. He's going to Bristol. The Bears had just spanked. Mitch Trubisky had 6 TDs against Tampa.
Yep.
So I got my bag over my shoulder, the one carry-on. I got all this shit hanging out. I got my shirt on, and I have to stop because people are waiting. So I look down. There's Coach Fox, right? He's looking down. He looks up at me, and he goes, "Hey, Phil, how you doing?" He knew exactly what, because I was roasting him because I wrote that song about Fire John Fox. I wrote a rap song about it, and he's like, "Have a good one." It was the most awkward.
But you know what? Funny thing, most of these guys, they get it. Like I'm on 3 hours every day on radio, at least an hour every day on TV, and I play a GM in 5 different sports. No, I'm not a fucking expert, but I better fucking act like I am.
Exactly. Well, I honestly, if I was Coach Phil, I would hire you as my GM with Shayne. You two would run the front office. I would battle you guys.
We'd win.
You'd win. Yeah, we would definitely win because
Phil
I would
has
be
the
coaching.
fuck a cap philosophy. It doesn't matter how much money is no factor.
Charles Leno would be the first. If I was hired today, I'd be like, you guys fucking get me a left tackle and a quarterback. That would be your only job. I'll win with everything else we have on the table. I swear to God. Swear to all that is good. That's got to change. What do you talk about Kyle Long? What do you think about him?
I talked to him today.
Yeah.
He's an awesome, awesome dude. He is.
I agree.
He felt like that Matt fired him after the game in London.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's like, look, I didn't handle it all perfectly myself. He said I was a little immature at the time, but he said, it's just they got their thing to go do. I'm going to go do my thing somewhere else. So I love Kyle. I do. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, but Kyle comes from a football family, Cap. So he knows the culture. So when he's that venomous, we'll say, to Coach Nagy and his but the whys and BU and all of that bullshit, when it's not being fulfilled on the football field, I thought he was the biggest showcase of the culture being a crock of shit, to be perfectly honest.
I can tell you that I've asked multiple guys, and they say the culture up there is awesome. Awesome.
Really?
Yes. They love the culture.
So where's Allen Robinson in this culture?
Okay, so here's the deal. I truly believe that they'll get a deal done with Allen Robinson, but why commit now when I drag your ass? Figure out, do I have to take on $40 million of Deshaun a year?
Yeah.
Do I have to take on 28 of Russell Wilson? Do I got to take on a rookie deal? Allen, I'm tagging you. I'll get to you before July 15th. Let me figure all this other bullshit out, and then I'll come back to you. That's what I think happens.
I agree. Shayne, you wanted to address this Allen Robinson shit.
Well, listen, hey, we're all Bears fans, but the thing that drives me nuts, Cap, and I saw Robbie Gold made some comments on it here lately too, is about the franchise tag. You know, I get it. These guys don't like it. I know everybody wants a long-term contract. I mean, Andrew Brandt sent out a crazy tweet yesterday saying that Allen Robinson deserves to play for another team. And I'm like, what? It's in the CBA. The franchise tag is a part of the CBA.
They signed it.
It's exactly. Robbie Gold was the president. You know, the NFLPA, he was part of ratifying this CBA. And they're saying that it's Jason Leisure sent out a tweet saying that it's about the Bears not respecting Allen Robinson. I'm like, so I tweeted back to him. I said, Jason, they gave this guy $42 million 3 years ago. Coming off an ACL injury, guaranteed more than 50% of it. And they just tagged him with guaranteeing him 120% increase over what he just made. How is that? Yeah, how is that disrespectful? Allen Robinson's a part of the NFLPA. The part that pisses me off, Cap, there's 1,700 players in the NFL. 8 guys were franchise tagged.
Correct.
8.
That's less than half of 1% that are pissing and moaning. So why would the masses in the NFL give 2 shits about?
They don't.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, Allen Robinson, cry me a go ahead. Have have your agent send out little facetious tweets and saying shit about the Bears, and Allen Robinson can like all the tweets about being traded. He's a good. I think he's a good wide receiver. I love Allen Robinson.
He's not a top 5 guy.
That's what we're going to talk about.
I
That's
think
what I want to talk about.
That's exactly what I'm saying. He's not a top 5 guy, and I think you can go beyond that. I mean, I think you could probably get to top 10 even. But
probably. Well, you look at DeAndre Hopkins.
I take Hop all day long over
Mike Evans.
I like Mike Evans over him.
Yeah,
he's down the
kid in Green Bay, Devontae Adams.
He's number 2. Yep. He's number 2 in my book.
Diggs.
He's up in the top 5, 3 or 4.
He'd be a perfect.
He was number 1.
Yeah.
So now injury, I'll put him at 5. So we got 1, 2, 3. We need a 4. Who's the 4 right there? Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill.
I mean, there's a lot of freaking wide receivers in that league.
Listen, I'm the coach, I'm coming to you guys. Okay, put the tag on this guy. I get it. We gotta hold him. Can we trade him? Because I don't like his attitude for the whole culture. Because
I'll tell you,
for me,
up there, I can tell you that
they do.
They love him as a guy.
How do they? Let me ask you this. Since you said that, you're the head coach. You and me both are jumping together in text. Like, get this fucking Javon Wims off the fucking roster. Anthony Miller. How do they love these guys that are going through social media and doing everything the opposite of the culture?
Yeah, when Javon Wims is liking a tweet that says, Chicago, where receivers go to die.
Exactly.
Hey, jackass, you're the one they didn't cut when you punched a guy and got kicked out of the game and suspended for 2 games. They should have cut your ass.
Exactly.
I couldn't believe it. And then Anthony Miller, then the gang signs, then the fighting, and people. You got kids watching this. I have
thrown out of a playoff game.
Thrown off a playoff after a 40-minute fucking conversation with the coach. He still did it. That's your culture.
They warned him. 15 minutes in practice. That guy is an instigator. Do not fall for it. Yep. Now, did he get a bad deal because he barely touched him? But guess what? Walk away.
I agree. I don't see culture transcending on the football field. I'm keeping it right.
Phil and I got to know a guy a little bit that is friends with Mike Furry. And of course, this was all off the record. Yeah. Great guy. Mike Furry told our mutual friend that
the source.
I have the worst fucking wide receiver room that I've ever been around in my history of being around organized football. I have 2 guys that I can rely on, Allen Robinson and Darnell Mooney. And that's it. He said everybody else, essentially called him football dumb and just didn't give a shit.
Well, somebody told me that Matt got into it with Anthony Miller because he said that route is for you to run 7 fucking steps and go toward the sideline, not 9 steps. So when Mitch puts it at 7 or falls and it gets batted down or picked off, everyone goes, your quarterback sucks. Well, guess what? Run the goddamn route properly. And I'm not defending Mitch. But I would like to see Matt with a really, really competent quarterback. I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes, but if he gets a really good quarterback, I would like to see what he could do with it.
It's going to be interesting, but I look at it from the tape side. My father and I on this network, we had former Bear Steve Edwards breaking down tape and showing you what they're doing on the offensive line, what they're trying to do offensively. Defensively, they got plenty of talent to work with. You know, people go to friendlies for the ice cream, not the food. You look at Chicago, the defense is the ice cream. Right now, we've always struggled. So I get what you're saying. The quarterback is the difference. Mitch Trubisky, for all his warts, you and I have talked about this, Cap. Shayne and I have said it many times. I've said it before. Everybody said it on the tape. This kid fits Kyle Shanahan's philosophy. Stretch it, boo. Half field reads, levels, Give him the short side. You saw. Let him move. RPO game. Help him out. Give him simple reads and scheme things. When I look and our friend Olin Kreutz said the same thing to me. You look at this guy. He's got no plan. He's got plays. He gets in the red zone and he puts Taylor Gabriel out there.
Right.
He doesn't understand
throwing a fade pass to a 5'8" wide receiver.
So hopefully he gets. Listen, this is for me. I would be. That's it. Win or out.
Okay, explain something to me.
Yes.
How come Allen Robinson will run first down, pick up 4, second down, pick up 4? It's 3rd and 2. And fucking Ryan Nall comes in the back.
Oh my God. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's part of coaching.
I'm going, you ain't handing the ball to that fucking guy.
Yeah.
I can't see you're throwing here. And then the play gets blown up. Everyone's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Cap, go back to the Texan game. First play of the game, 80 yards. David Montgomery houses it. He touched the ball 10 more times the entire game. 10.
Right. Well, don't get me, Cap. You trust me. David Montgomery is elite as a running back. What he's facing in Chicago is a defense and an offensive line that, again, people are like, they played better. No, David Montgomery makes them look better. What they're doing is completely overwhelmingly awful. And again, I don't think Chicago Bear fans can hear it enough. David Montgomery is your offense, Matt Nagy. Be okay with that for now. You get Wilson and Watson, you got the cherry on top now because you got to go through this guy. To your point, that kid should never come off the fucking field. If I had to choose,
gun him 3rd and 2.
Not on 3rd and 2, not on 3rd and 8. This kid if I had a gun to my head, Matt Forte or David Montgomery, Matt Forte every day on Sunday twice. That's how much of a better he is physical. Oh my God.
You said Matt Forte. You meant David Montgomery.
I meant David Montgomery. Sorry. David Montgomery every day, twice on Sundays.
Why, when you're going to run play action, you have Ryan Nall in the backfield?
Or Cordero Patterson for that.
Yes, no one's respecting that.
No one. Nobody. That's Matt. You got to self-scout. You were a coach, Dave. How much self-scouting do you do? You have to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. It's unfortunate. He doesn't like Mitch. He doesn't. That whole marriage was dead. I always will speak the truth. He could have went to the Colts if Mitch was the thing he didn't want. You put your name to something, you go there and be a great teacher and leader. And as my father has taught me and many others, you do not run your offense. You run the offense that guy could be successful because that's your offense for that.
I was a basketball coach. If we had 2 7-footers, I'm not fucking pressing 94 feet.
You're not running Tom Davis's press?
Right. I'm like, well, we got to get the ball inside. I got 2 7-footers.
Exactly.
I have a really small team. I'm not posting them up.
Oh, I love you.
A great coach tailors his scheme to the personnel that he has while trying to attract personnel to fit what he really wants to do. We don't have that yet.
We don't. We have a
Cap,
lot of.
How disappointed are you going to be if they swing and miss here with these veteran guys, and then they have to go to the draft? I mean, that's a whole another level of.
Well, that's what he said. It's saving their jobs.
You trade up for Trey Lance. I mean, I've seen people talk about that. This kid played 1 game this year. You're talking about the experience and the lack of experience for him. Really, then it's comparable to what Mitch was at North Carolina. I think that it's got to be. I mean, they have to be willing to go above and beyond for either one of these 2 guys that are available.
So, look, they have to get moved. Now, if you tell me, oh my God, the Minnesota Vikings made a trade and went and got Russell Wilson, I'll be really pissed off.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If you tell me that the Carolina Panthers made a trade and they got Russell Wilson or Deshaun, I'll be pissed that we didn't trump those offers. But if those guys don't get moved, I can't blame Ryan and Matt if those guys end up not getting traded. Now, if you tell me they took a flyer on Sam Ellinger in the 5th round, and that's their developmental pipeline, get the hell out of there.
Right.
See you later. You better win big or you're gone. But if they do mortgage the future and go Mac Jones or Trey Lance or Zach Wilson or whoever it is, we're putting all our chips in and we're going to get that guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Then let's see what he does. I'll be more fired up than I would be if they went and signed Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, yeah. Totally agree.
Let's talk about some of these quarterbacks out there. I am a big fan of Jacoby Brissett, and a lot of people don't like that. But I look at him. He has familiarity with Nagy's scheme through Frank Reich. Brissett obviously has the New England ties. He is a winner. He's tough. He delivers the ball accurately. He's somebody that's sneaky athletic. He's not going to outrun somebody, but he is going to run and move and be physical. If that's your move, Jacoby Brissett, and you're trading up for Mac Jones, that would be a win for me. What do you think of that?
I don't know enough about Mac Jones. I'd have to trust when Matt evaluates. If he says that's the guy and we're moving up to go get him, okay. I'll ride or die with you on it. You're the quarterback guru, the whisperer. So Jacoby Brissett, my concern would be now he's going on his 3rd team. He's
not by choice. He'll be a free agent. He got traded.
Okay, but he went down to Indy, and they felt so strong about him that they got a 39-year-old Phillip Rivers. And when Phillip retired, they went, yeah, now we're good. We're going to go get somebody else. That would concern me.
I get it. I think Phillip Rivers, though, in a scale of class, I think he is a future Hall of Fame football player.
Okay,
so
then they should be signing. If he's good enough for us, then they should be signing him going, well, he's in our building. He knows our system. Why are we letting that guy get out of here? If they don't re-sign him, that would be a red flag to me.
Has there ever been a quarterback that left somewhere that became Jim Plunkett or Rich Gannon? Both Raiders. They went over there.
Rich Gannon gives Mark Trestman credit.
He did give. I thought you were bringing him up when you were telling the Tim Brown story. I thought you were. I remember him, Steve Young, all on the Mark Trestman trail.
How about this? Steve Young. People don't know this. The Bears had agreed to a deal.
Come on.
Steve Young from Tampa. Yeah.
Connecticut boy.
Yeah. And it was going to be, I think, a first-round pick, maybe a first and a second, whatever it was. And they came back and said, yeah, we got another suitor. If you want him, it's going to also cost $1 million in cash. And the Bears went, yeah, we're out.
Was fucking Ted Phillips there at that time?
I don't know. I'll go back and look at that. Probably.
Oh, my God. For $1 million, a Hall of Famer.
I'm up at 3:30.
Oh, you're the hardest working guy in sports. You're the best. I can't thank you enough.
I play in Disneyland. Don't ever forget that.
Before you go, I got one question from one of our fans of the show. Can I play it for you? All right, here you go.
Cap, really, just from the bottom of my heart, how annoying is it to have to deal with Greg Braggs calling your show all the time and incessantly trying to BFF you? Like, how much of a headache is that? Thank you.
Who?
Greg Braggs, he wanted to know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I love Greg. Braggs is my guy. Look, this is how good a guy Greg Braggs is.
Okay.
He heard I was walking home from work one day, 29 miles. We raised $100,000 for a great charity called Bernie's Book Bank that gives books to underprivileged boys and girls up through 8th grade. Braggs calls me and says, hey, man, can I do the walk with you? I'm going to help raise money, and I'm going to walk 29 miles with you. I don't think he's walked 29 miles in his life. He was quiet when we got to the end. He hung in there, man. He was a gamer the whole way.
That's our buddy.
Greg Braggs, you're my guy.
Yes, he's a great
Was
guy.
he in Waddle's fountain when you were doing aiming practice?
No. Did you see when I went out to Waddle's fountain? So great.
I love you. You're the best.
Thanks, Cap.
Thank you so much. Next time you come to Connecticut again, we're making this happen. You got to have the pizza.
Well, where do we go, to New Haven, or
We're going to New Haven.
New Haven.
Yes,
What's the name of the place?
Moderna Pizza in New Haven's #1 in my book. But
Cap,
there's
I'm
three.
a New York guy, and I born and raised here in New York, and Phil told me for years and years now, fuck New York pizza. I went down last year. He made me a believer, man. It's the best I have ever had.
Well, my nephew just graduated medical school. He's a doctor, and he interviewed for all his residencies. He's at the Mayo Clinic.
Yep.
Pretty good place to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where my brother was and my sister.
Yeah.
And Tyler interviewed at Yale.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyler is like my brother. I mean, they don't eat a lot of garbage. He calls me from, Uncle Dave, guess where I'm at? I said, where? That place, Moderna Pizza.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's that? He goes, Uncle Dave, Google it. So I Google it. He's like, it's the greatest freaking pizza I've ever eaten.
It is amazing.
I don't hype pizza up.
By the way, I
would have drove there
for you guys.
Yes. Go ahead.
Greg Bragg says, I love you too, Capper. And tell Shayne I said to go fuck himself.
He's just mad that his mother loves me more than she loves him.
Bragg, look at that, buddy.
I had another question for Berlissimo, but I know you're running out of time. I don't want to.
Berlissimo, George.
Can I give you his question quick?
Of course, I love George.
Okay, he's on our network now.
Yeah, I know.
So I got to give you his question. Hold on, real quick. Here's his question. He's got two parts.
Hi, David. It's your boy George from England. Just asking you a couple of questions. Firstly, you got a choice of signing Adam Robinson to an average of 20 million a year, guaranteed, round about that kind of figure. 18 to 20 million guaranteed over, let's say 4 years. Or you can bring in the likes of Kenny Golladay, Will Fuller, Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Corey Davis, Curtis Samuels, Nelson Aguilar, Marvin Jones, John Brown, Sammy Watkins, to name a few. You can bring any two of those in on the same kind of money. Which deal are you doing? And secondly, my second part of my two-parter, who can hold a block longer? Is it Brad Biggs or is it Charles Leno? Take that!
Love that. First of all, you guys know all the nonsense with Biggs. It is what it is.
He hates me too.
Yeah.
He wanted to fight somebody that looked like me. That's a true story.
At the Senior Bowl.
Next time you come on,
it's true, Cap.
You got to tell you this story, Cap.
The other question, I'll take the two guys for the price of Allen Robinson. Now, if you told me I have DeAndre Hopkins, I have Devontae Adams, yeah, sign me up. I have Julio Jones in his prime. Sign me up. Allen's an excellent football player.
Yep.
Yes.
Not a all-pro game-breaking football player.
Nope.
Absolutely.
There's a stat out there that Pro Football Focus put out, and I'm not denigrating their work. I'm sure they're great people and they do some good things. But they said he dropped like one ball the whole year.
Yeah.
What about the 50-50 balls on the sidelines that turn into freaking interceptions?
Yeah.
Put your fucking hands on it and grab it.
Yeah, they put those on the quarterback, believe it or not, and it's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. Doesn't make any sense.
How about my daughter?
Hey, what's up?
guys
Is
have
there
it?
any chance that Mitch Trubisky will come back to the Bears?
Zero.
No shot.
And I think deep down, Mitch doesn't want to come back either.
I agree.
I think he needs a fresh start.
I love you, Dave. You're the best.
Thanks, Cap.
You're the best.
You guys are awesome. Keep in touch. Let me know when you want me.
Absolutely. Nobody brings it like David Kaplan, and that's no smoke. He's
That
the
was
man.
a lot of fun. You guys are awesome.
I got
Thanks,
you, Cap. I got you. He's the best. I love that guy, man. Some other guys have sent some questions. Our guy, let's play the questions for him, and me and you will answer them because this is patron numero uno. Well, let me just say this about Dave Kaplan. That was just epic radio, epic television here, epic whatever your device you're on. The guy is everything I said he was. He's just a great human being, and sometimes we fuck up when we meet people or don't know people. Shayne's cat included.
We had 2 cats. One of them died, and it's the freakiest thing. She walks around at night looking for the other cat. So about ready to boot her ass outside. She can look out there.
That's the only pussy he's getting for now.
Yeah, pregnant life. I have to talk to Aunt. I have to borrow some money from Angelo.
Yes, this is an adult show. An adult show.
Here, you got to fix the background here.
Yes. Let's fix the background for Shayne. What I was saying though, David Kaplan, keeping it 100, like the show. John Fox, the stories, the truth. We got into a lot. The guy is the hardest working person. I love what he had to say about our buddy Greg Braggs. I see him in the chat. A lot of fun. We always keep it 100. Nobody's off the clock on this network in regards to having a blast. How's that background, Shayne? You like
much
that?
Better.
Much better. All right.
But Phil, we got a couple of things here too, and I can play this. I did put this up earlier for the people on.
Well, before we do, let me knock out these questions because he answered my daughter, Berlissimo, and Cars. Just our guy, patron numero uno. Our guy, Big O.
What up, 100 crew? How you guys doing?
I don't know why it blinks at first, but then it'll change. There he is.
Just want to say thank you to Draft Dr. Phil and Shayne, the smartest man, Marsaw, for inviting me on here, man, to ask a question of David Kaplan, man. I just want to say I'm going to keep it 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network, man. That's what we do.
That's right.
So my question is simple. Decide, can he unlock Eddie Jackson's potential, man? Because he showed it for a little bit, man. We need that back. We need it in spades, man. So can Decide be the person that help unlock Eddie Jackson? That is my question.
Shayne, you want to take that one?
Phil, it's pretty simple. I think the defense, a lot of it went flat because these guys, they're thoroughbreds. They're built to run. They're built to be aggressive. That's what this defense, that's why you went out and spent all that money on defense. When you're how many times did we see Khalil Mack dropping into coverage? We saw Robert Quinn dropping into coverage. Jesus, there's a couple of games, Phil, Akeem Hicks dropped back. I mean, these guys are built to get after the quarterback. I'm sitting back here. I hope Sean Desai goes ultra aggressive. You're going to end up giving up bigger plays over top, quick strike. I think that's what they were. You bring in a guy like Russell Wilson, I would let this fucking defense, I would be in attack mode almost every single down. That's the way that I am.
I totally am there with
and
you.
That is the type of player that Eddie Jackson is. He's a guy that is going to take chances. When you have guys in front of you making plays, that's going to make Eddie Jackson a better player. When you saw Chuck Pagano bringing him up into the box to make play, that's not who Eddie Jackson is. That's what got Eddie Jackson benched while he was at Alabama. He's not a guy that wants to put his head down and make a fucking sound tackle. It's not who he is. He's a guy that's going to catch a tip ball, take it back to the house. We've seen that. To me, Desai needs to fuck. This is a team. I understand you want to attack with your front four. You want to win with your front four. That's great. You have to be more aggressive. You have to come up with some exotic blitz packages. Release a guy like Roquan. Phil, you have some guys that are built with speed and athleticism. I would send Iggy on a couple of blitz packages. You know what I mean? That's what he's built for.
That's about using your personnel right. What you said, me and Berlissimo, I talk to everybody on the network. Try to do it daily. We got exciting stuff that we're going to be doing. But in this case, me and Berlissimo, we're talking about coverages. You can't use a guy that's not an aggressive tackler to begin with and try to put him in the box to be that. That's like putting Walter Payton at fullback and asking him to block every time. It's just dumb football. And before I see people in the chat, and it's no disrespect. It's just the reality of truth. A position coach can only do suggestions. He coaches technique. He coaches the players up in their fundamentals, hopefully. But at the end of the day, it's the defensive coordinator that puts the coverages and puts people in the position against a certain formation or front that makes the play. I saw someone, yes, 100%, whoever that comment was, Chris, was it's up to Eddie Jackson to unwrap that. That's 100% true. But at the end of the day, Chuck Pagano has some responsibility, not Sean Desai as an assistant safety coach.
No.
His job at that point is to get him in a stance, line up right, do this, be hard on him. But at the end of the day, it's not the same. Like, there's too much credit going to coaches and this, that, and the other. There's only so much. Some guys are just like Matt Nagy, to me, is just a coordinator. He's not a head coach. I totally disagree. The culture could be talked about nice with Cap from what he's hearing, but at the end of the day, it's on the field, fighting, letdowns. You want to know why Allen Robinson, Dub, I saw my boy Dub, isn't in my top 10? And Allen, if you're watching, you loaf when it's a run play. You loaf on a stalk block. You don't give your heart and soul out there like a Pro Bowl receiver should. Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, go watch their tape. I did. I was trying to find them loafing. And you know what I found? Nothing. Nada. They hustle. They block. And you know what? Our fucking best blocker on the whole football team is number 11.
The smallest guy that we have.
He's got the lowest body weight, and he's the most sound, effort, and physical blocker out, including the fucking left tackle. You think if I was the head coach, I wouldn't put that shit up on the board? J.P. Holtz is coming back here. Guy couldn't block the fucking sun with an umbrella. It's fucking ridiculous what we see. So I'm not going to blame Desai. I'm looking at people for what I see on the culture. And right now, my faith is in this move because like Will Hill said, I will be right with you. My favorite quarterback in the world is goddamn Russell Wilson. I will get on my knees. We'll film it. I will be in tears because I know what the fuck is going to happen to the whole team. To the whole team. Because I love football. I could coach these guys. I see these little motherfucking blog boys talking like they know. They don't know. I grew up in football. I have a family. I've gotten offers, as Barely Simo and Shayne know, to coach college, do this, be this all. I can't take that. I can't do that. So what I do is speak the truth and break down the tape on my favorite team because I want them to be better. And at the end of the day, I'm with you guys, Shayne. If you and Cap were the GMs, he's college, you're pro, whatever. You, Watson or Wilson, I'm okay. I'm okay. The worst punch is definitely Leno. He's soft as puppy shit. And listen, let me say this again on my mini rant. If Charles, you're watching, or your wife are watching, and you're worried about me, worry about you. What you put on tape defines you. I want you to be the best. That's the problem. No one's in your ass telling you this isn't okay. Because Charles has so much talent. So much talent. But at the end of the day, what's going to happen? Is he going to go work like James Daniels and make his body beautiful? You're an NFL football player. Work your ass off. That's all. That's all I got to say. Because the culture, Shayne, David Montgomery just put on his fucking... I'm going to make a highlight tape.
You almost screwed up and went Matt Forte there with Cap. I had to.
Yeah,
thank God I corrected
you. That because Alex or someone would have pulled that clip. My truth is, I will pick David.
I already have the clip pulled when
twice on
Phil
Sunday.
Sucks. Phil sucks.
Yes, I know.
I wrote the time. I got the timestamp. I got the timestamp, Jackal.
Somebody, if that's all I want you to do, if you want a job on the network. Time stamping conversations. I'm taking people. We got a producer here tonight. Somebody We got a new Claudio ain't here. Someone's stepping up in the pocket. Might introduce him in a little bit. I don't know. There's no script here, but I take people. Cool Kennedy, original music. Barrelissimo, breaking down the tape with us. David Kaplan, Dante Jones, Lemuel Stinson, our boy. That guy's family. How about Adam Rank? All of these guests. I can go down the whole page. DeMarcos. We come in here, we talk football, we talk the truth. If you want that, that's where you're going to get it. If you can't take the F-bomb, I don't know what to tell you.
Go fuck
I don't know
yourself.
what to tell
That's
you.
what I have to say about that.
I put the thing in the beginning of the show, Shayne. I put the thing in the beginning of the show.
Yep.
Mature audiences only.
Only.
Actually, I was talking to Cool Kennedy today. I'm like, I got to do, because every week, if you're just figuring this out, every show open that these little blog bitches complain about, the trolls, every show open is a highlight, a recap of what transpired last week. So now I'm going to do 24. Remember?
Yeah, if you want to know what we're talking about, just go into the comments tomorrow on YouTube.
Yeah.
They all start out the same way. Hey, I totally love you guys, but I got to keep it 100.
The intro's too long. I'm like, I want somebody to recognize Dante fucking Jones. That guy is a fucking brother now. Just coming on this network, wanting to support what we do. If you didn't hear that interview, I just summed it up for you at the beginning of the show. So I'm going to do this, Shayne. Ding. Remember? Ding. Ding. Previously on Keeping It 100. That's what I'm going to do next week. So I'm going to, so these guys can understand what's going on. Fire John Fox song. The old network deleted it off YouTube. So we have to put it on YouTube. I have the song somewhere, but I promise you we'll get it to next week. We got JJ Stankovitz coming out off of sabbatical, and he's going to be jumping on the show with us. And we have Michigan State defensive tackle, Shayne.
Oh, yeah. He's
Naquan
Jones.
Week?
Yeah, he's going to come on.
He's definitely next week, too.
Yeah, well,
because I know it's his.
He said yes, but we haven't. He hasn't texted me back to confirm. I talked to him a little bit. Naquan Jones, big boy. He's
Naquan
Eddie Goldman type, real big boy. Very raw, but he's exactly the. You see these compensatory picks that are coming in. He's the type of guy that you take a chance on late. That's got the traits. The Bears have hit on some of these guys as, UDFAs and guys like Mario Edwards that they're pulling off the scrap heap. And he's a guy that I would love to see brought in and get him worked in there. He's going to have to get a little bit stronger, get in some better shape, trim up a little bit, but he's a very interesting prospect. Real big boy.
He is. And listen, we got a big, long list of awesome guests. Cap. It's hard to every week I go into these conversations. We had Loki from Mexico. He come and they do an all Spanish speaking show. And I want to promote other shows. I do. I want to promote Loki's show, all Mexican. If you have a podcast, I want to bring you on. But if you're speaking meatball shit, I'm not bringing that shit. That's not what we're about here. Nope. Our fans would be crazy, right?
Yes.
Exactly. I would never do that.
Yeah,
there he is. He was right there. I saw his comment come up. Our producer there. Where'd it go?
We hit it at the same time.
Oh, there it is. My boy, Loki. There you go. You want a producer job? Someone just texted me. You want to talk to me, brother. I'm looking for producers because anyway, I don't want to get into that now. I'll take up too much time. But if you're interested, I'll just say this. We got some exciting stuff that I just want some more help to produce all of this amazing stuff, right?
Model.
Exactly. Model. Hey.
Try to do a show like this on Friday or the weekend so the fans can get drunk. Fuck up.
Guys, Wednesday nights. That's when Shayne and Phil keep it 100.
We have
Trust
families.
Me, I got Saturday.
We already have a show on Saturday. We have a show on Sunday morning.
I told Chris Jackal, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you think I am. I'm working all producing, cutting, doing all these shows. It's crazy the amount of production that goes along with these shows.
Madison Smith, breaking news.
What does he got?
That we just broke an hour and a half ago.
Right before David came on. Shayne, I would put, let me get back to Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson, you have it just like Charles Leno. But you are the consummate professional. You make catches that are tremendous.
He's doing what he's paid to do.
He's doing exactly what you're paid to do. And to Shayne's point, I got to keep it 100. You're not getting cut like Dante Jones.
Right.
You're out there and you're fucking getting paid, 120% more.
He tore up his knee, and the Bears
bet
the Bears took a risk. 3 years, $42 million. They guaranteed $25 million of it. You don't know how this isn't a smaller guy. Allen Robinson's a big guy. He's a big wide receiver. You don't know.
12 pounds.
Yeah, you don't know how these guys are going to come back from those type of injuries. Yes, he's been consistent. He's done exactly what he's supposed to do here. Has he been perfect? No. But I am so sick of him and his agent. I understand the games that they're playing and
do it in private.
Do that shit in private. Exactly. Like in tweets, about getting traded to the Jets. You want to complain about Chicago? Go to the Jets. Go to the Jets.
Go to the Jags. Do it with the Jags. Just honestly, have the respect.
Big plays are nice.
The big thing is, like right here, Jimmy brings up Kenny. I love Kenny Golladay, but the injuries, he's a guy that's constantly nicked up.
I've already said Marvin Jones would be my guy. Watching his tape, as I told Shayne and Cars and Barlissimo, get to the stem of the route. Safety's coming. He knows he's coming. He gets to he digs a deep dig. He knows he's getting hit. He's fucking going up and attacking that football. They're running counter on 3rd and 3. He's out there stalk blocking like a fucking maniac. That is what I want on this football team. And anybody, George, we're going to do the receivers and wait till we show you the truth. If you know this network because you saw the YouTube channel with me breaking it down, right? Cool, Kennedy. That's how you found it. Darnell Mooney is a rookie showing everybody on the team that's a receiver how it should be done. Is that a problem? Yes. That's why I don't believe in what the culture is. Unless, and to Shayne's point, that information from a friend about Furry saying, and it shows up. I mean, you don't lose your cool. You can lose your cool in the Saints game in the season when they warn you and it's the fucking playoffs, Anthony, and you do it anyway. That's an issue. That's an issue.
Oh, well, and let's not forget the most important part or the most important piece of that puzzle after it happened. You have the owner of the Chicago Bears go on 670 The Score and say, I don't agree with what Javon Wims did, but with what Anthony did was worse. That's the owner coming out and saying that. So, I think that his future in Chicago is
it's going to be
tepid at best.
I want to see this kid from Colgate every time I've seen him play. Again, we didn't get a preseason, so we don't get to see these guys. So,
but I saw a guy cut today, Phil. He's older. But I would
know
sign.
Where you're going.
I would sign Emmanuel Sanders today.
I love that
today.
Receiver.
You bring in a guy like Russell Wilson to add Emmanuel Sanders to Darnell Mooney and Allen Robinson, gives you a little bit more versatility, gives you some a little more wiggle to that wide receiver room. I know he's a little bit older, bouncing around. I would add him to this team all day long. I would have no issue with it. That definitely wasn't Emmanuel Sanders there. But.
He was cheering you on. Let me ask you this, seriously. Then let's get into the clip. Honest question. And you guys in the chat, too. I want your opinion on this. Thank you, Ryan Cox. Thomas Ives. This is a kid. I don't want to get off in a tangent because I don't want to forget but Thomas Ives is someone I'm interested in seeing because every time I've watched him in preseason, he's done something that others don't do. That's play every route full speed, catch every pass his way, and block to the whistle. Those 3 things. Anyway, I'll be interested in that. The reality is my question about the number, the jersey number. Russell Wilson gets traded here. He wants number 3.
You know
is
what you
it
do?
coming out of the retirement bin?
Russell, what number do you want? Okay, you want 3? Okay. It's that simple for me.
Okay.
Listen,
should they do the Ring of Honor like I said with Dante?
Yeah, it's even that. Look at it this way: Bronco Nagurski, number 3. If you pull it out of mothballs, you're giving it to another great player. That's literally honoring him. It's honoring him.
Thank you.
It's not disrespectful. Disrespectful is taking Mike Singletary's number and giving it to fucking James Anderson, giving it to Shea McClellan. That's crazy. That's
boy Shay.
Yeah.
All day Shay. Listen, I agree. Something's got to be done. Put football first. This is the same organization that put Gale Sayers fucking R.I.P. Gale. They put it at where the water boy stands on the. It was disgusting. I think we still have that picture. That should be on this network for the rest of its existence. You want to know about the Chicago Bears? They didn't even put it on the helmet. Christ, we had a friend of mine, and I'm not going to get emotional. His father, Coach Chuck Burkhart, in our town here, well known. The fucking baseball team, they put the hockey team put his initials on the back of their helmet. They're in high school. Gale Sayers. You're not even going to honor him by putting his number on the jersey? The same one. Brian Song, Millennials. That guy. Hall of Famer. Short career. He dies. You honor him by a circle on the sideline. Please. Please. Yeah. I know I have the original patch, the Walter Payton patch.
Yeah.
I have that. But they didn't do that for Gale. That makes me question them. Last thing. Russell Wilson comes to town. You give him the jersey number. Do you have to come out and have a press conference about it, Shayne? Or is it just something you just do?
What do you mean about the jersey?
Yeah. Is that something you
would announce it at the introductory press conference? You would reach out to the Nagurski family privately.
Thank you.
Say, hey, we look at this as the ultimate sign of respect. We have a big time quarterback coming here to Chicago. He would like to wear number 3. We'd like your feelings on it because we want you to feel comfortable with it. And listen, if the family is dead set against it, you're not going to disrespect them that way. You know what I mean? You're not you're not going to go against their wishes. But this is the problem in Chicago. You know, they would
do it without.
They would, yeah, and you can't do that. You have to keep it classy. That's the way that I would run my business. If, like Phil, we always talk about that. You're going to coach my team. I'm going to run the team. You know, that's the way that I'm going to handle my business. It's not going to be made public. I'm going to handle that myself. I'm going to get on the phone with them, ask them their thoughts, tell them my thought process on it, and say, hey, this is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. It's going to be the number 1 selling jersey in the NFL the minute that he is acquired by the Chicago Bears. It's going to be a tribute.
I'm going to buy it for my son.
I'm going to buy it in every fucking color.
That's the only money I'm going to pay for my son.
I might buy patron number 499 a fucking Russell Wilson jersey.
Let me say that. Listen, look at the Syracuse University, the number 44. It's like you're carrying on a tradition.
Yeah.
You talk about it as the Chicago Bears. You allowed fucking Ryan Wetnight to wear Dickas, and then you retired it later. You allowed Jim Morrissey to wear Butkus. Put the fucking Ring of Honor up there and allow everything. I know it gets people upset. Adrian, you're right. That got Steve Largent upset. He's admitted it later. They gave it to Jerry Rice, his jersey. But the reality is, you are the Chicago Bears. You're the same fucks who fired Ditka. You Mike McCaskey, McGinnis hiring. You did the fucking collaboration you missed on Watson. Go out there and say, we're going to change our culture. We're going to do the wise.
Loki, they did. They did. Number 50 is back in circulation.
They did it with number 50. Exactly. They've done it. And that's why I think you as an organization, this is my truth. We're changing based on football and everything that's going on in the world. We, the Chicago Bears, are now going to do a ring of honor. And when you get a special player, and the only player I would think you would never wear again
34.
was 34. That's it. Because he's the greatest football player that ever lived. And that's where you stand with that. No one's ever going to match that. So you just put that aside. And that's your goal. That's why he's got a statue with the coach who thought of this. Anyway, I just think you can't separate the two. You just can't all of a sudden give it to Wilson and then, okay, we're giving it to Singletary. Okay, we're giving it to Shea McClellan. And you got to do it better.
And you
got to be better.
You never know. Russell Wilson may want to blaze his own trail and may want to, come up with a new number.
That'll be a problem I'll enjoy.
Hey, if that's the biggest problem we have to deal with from a Russell Wilson trade, listen, Phil, there's a lot of smoke to these fires that are going around.
God.
People keep on saying that it's not going to happen. Mike Silver is the guy that's as locked in as anybody. He just sent out another tweet tonight. They asked him his gut feeling on what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson. He said, it's not my gut. They're going to trade him.
Exactly.
That's talking about
exactly.
This guy is locked in. And if you're a patron, you saw this video a couple of days ago that we put together and put up and shared with the TTNL patrons, but we'll play it here for everybody. And this is what we're dealing with. Mike Silver talked about it again tonight. And I'll tell you this before we play this video. Russell Wilson has a no trade clause. He's talked about the 4 teams that he would play, that he would, accept a trade to: New Orleans, Dallas, Chicago, and the Raiders. So, he's not going to Dallas. You just saw what Dak did. The Raiders, I think that there's probably potential there because they have Derek Carr. And
so
I think
they might be just speaking like, we love Derek.
But they're always saying that Chicago can't make a trade, because they have no quarterback. They have no avenue to quarterback for them. So the Raiders would provide them with Derek Carr, but then they're saying, oh, New Orleans would be a great fit. Well, who the fuck is New Orleans trading them at quarterback? You know what I mean? So that's the interesting part. So Michael Silver said tonight, out of the 4 teams, I think Chicago is number 1 and makes the most sense for a trade. But then he went on NFL Network, and this is what he had to say.
I think it's something that theoretically could be passed.
Let me rewind it.
Well, there is smoke and there is fire. We don't know what the outcome's going to be, but there absolutely are trade talks involving the Seahawks and other teams in relation to Russell Wilson. Now, Russell Wilson, because of his no trade clause, can somewhat control this process and has, through his agent, stated which 4 teams at this point he would accept a trade to. Of those 4, I believe some are more serious than others. You heard earlier
Chicago.
The Cowboys honing in on Dak Prescott, but you've got the Saints and the Bears, possibly the Raiders getting involved here. And then it's also possible that he would open up that list because there are other quarterback needy teams who certainly would step up big, I believe, if Russell Wilson were
to play.
Bears.
And so
Bears.
Does that mean it's going to happen? I wouldn't say that. I think it's something that theoretically could be patched up. But remember, this isn't just the Seahawks saying, hey, we want to see what's out there. You have a player who is clearly very, very unhappy. And I think people are naive who would look at a situation where a player's agent publicly says, well,
exactly,
we're
that's
not
where
saying,
it fucking starts.
We want to get traded, but these
here's
4
the
teams
4
are the ones if we get traded. If you think that is normal for a player who wants to stay with his current team to put out publicly, you are
they're willing to
vastly
take the cap hit.
misreading the situation.
Yes,
Doesn't mean Russell Wilson
it.
couldn't have a change of heart. But right now, it is absolutely frosty, and this is a fluid situation. And I think we'll have a lot more resolution by
The
next week.
second part is key. Listen to this here.
Let's expand our minds a little bit. And I know
Okay.
Judy and I think this way normally, but
Siciliano's
it's not
ears for days.
necessarily one deal that will accomplish all of this. If the Seahawks get a massive haul from, say, the Chicago Bears, they're not saying, okay, also we'll take Nick Foles as our starting quarterback. You mentioned the draft. There are trade-up scenarios in the draft. Pete Carroll's 70. Is it likely to be a rookie? I would think more likely there would be another deal. That's why this situation is so fluid. So if you get a massive haul from Russell Wilson from one team, you go to another team and say, okay, we're looking for this quarterback. And so I don't think the Saints, Raiders, or Bears is going to supply the Seahawks with their immediate answer in a trade. We're talking about more than one deal.
Brandon Livingston, he made me. That might be the comment of the night. He might have heard me with those ears. Exactly.
Yeah, and I saw a couple of comments in the chat. I know the one was joking about Tyler Bray, but Tyler Bray is an unrestricted free agent. He's not the Bears' property. Somebody mentioned Jameis Winston in New Orleans would be the quarterback going back. He's an unrestricted free agent and not the property of the New Orleans Saints. So you can't trade.
Trubisky is not the Bears' property.
That's
low-key destroy someone.
Listen, Michael Silver is directly entrenched with a guy like Pete Carroll, and he's directly entrenched with the Seattle Seahawks organization. He's not putting this stuff out there for no reason.
The agent did that
all.
for the reason. All right, there's two other parts to this story that people need to understand. It's the wife. Well, there's three other parts, and it's Pete Carroll's sons. So Pete Carroll's sons, and I'm telling you this from somebody I know, not a source, but told me straightforward. One left and is coaching somewhere else, but they left such a bad taste in Russell's mouth. How much they're like the emperor in the fucking Marco Polo series. If you haven't seen that shit, you got to check it out on Netflix. But it's like that. They have this power within the organization based on their dad, and them overextending in and belittling and talking about Russell Wilson got back to him. And all of a sudden, listen, look at Golden Tate. He was fucking around with someone's wife and got traded the fuck out of town based on that situation. I think it was Russell's ex-wife, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. So Russell's had enough. I'm telling you, he wants the fuck out. And the smoke is the Chicago Bears. And here's the last point. I'm going to say this to you.
Desperation.
So, Eric Lambert, you could write this tomorrow on your story. The Bears are desperate, but Russell Wilson loves and identifies the desperation as a challenge for him because he is the ultimate, the consummate professional, but the ultimate competitor. So when he gets the opportunity to look at this from a map and Joe Schmo, John Ledyard, or whoever the fuck put their name attached to it that want to belittle the Bears daily, Peter fucking King, get his ass on this fucking show. We'll talk football, Peter. You're not a football guy. You're just people. So they tell you things. That's your role. When in this case, your bias, Jason La Canfora, same shit. Your bias, you don't understand the mindset of Russell Wilson recognizing if I win in Chicago, what do I become? That's the challenge of someone like Tom Brady. Did anybody fucking think Tom Brady was going to Tampa? No. I live in New England. They laughed at that. I remember it like it was yesterday. Someone who was he was tied in and said, I believe he's going to Tampa. Look back on these fucking guys. The same guys that had Trubisky #1 rated quarterback PFF. You all did it. Now you hide Matt Miller. Matt fucking Miller changing his fucking rosters, his rankings of player. This is what they do. We don't do that shit here. Russell wants Chicago. Make it happen, Ryan Pace. And I
Yeah,
saw that guy's comment about Drew Brees. That would be the fucking screwball. I would you be shocked if Drew Brees? Would you be shocked?
Drew Brees isn't coming to play for another team.
I swear, I wouldn't be shocked with Ryan Pace pulling that shit.
Phil, no, it's not
Mickey
being
Loomis and shit.
It's not being shocked with Ryan Pace. It's being shocked with Drew Brees isn't coming to fucking Chicago.
Charles Leno.
Jeez.
Then Russell Wilson. Here's the other thing that a lot of these blog boys are forgetting. Because Russ is not a diva, right? Kaleem, you tell him, Kaleem. Russell is not a fucking diva. Who fucking saying that bullshit? Peter King again or Laco? Russell Wilson was picked on his entire life, told he couldn't play the position. A two-sport athlete who's too short. I know that life. He's too short. He did it. Then he transfers to Wisconsin, becomes the captain, and takes him to the championship, Big Ten championship. The guy is a winner. He's a winner. And that's why you do whatever you can to get someone like that in your organization, because you know what? He makes everybody better. He makes everybody better. And the last thing is that I forgot, Jimmy Graham and him are very tight.
Yep.
Very tight. So that's my mini rant. Obviously, I love Deshaun Watson. I would have drafted Deshaun Watson. I've said it 100 times. I would have drafted him. But if I had to choose between the two, I'm not worried about age like you and Cap. I'm worried about guy that can handle this.
Nobody's
Could you think Watson's going to be able to handle the Chicago situation?
Sure. Yeah, I do.
Really?
That would be really one of the least of my worries. The one thing that I worry about with Deshaun Watson is he's got a lot of lower limb injury history with him.
That was on the Matt Nagy report, the scouting report.
Yep, and that's always been a problem because it's been in high school, it's been at Clemson, and it's been at the NFL. I'm not worried about Russell Wilson's age. I'm just saying that a 7-year age difference is sizable. You can't overlook something like that. If let's just say for all intents and purposes that both of these guys are available.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they are.
26 versus 33 that's a big fucking difference.
Well, in today's NFL, Phillip Rivers, did you ever think he would last?
No. I know, Phil, but I'm just saying
they make every rule to help the quarterback. God forbid.
Under your philosophy there, Russell Wilson is 6 years from being where Phillip Rivers is right now. Well, Deshaun Watson is 13 years from being where Phillip Rivers is right now. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if
I was the coach, I'd be fighting you for Russell. And I love
I get it. Phil, you brought up a great point a few shows ago when we were talking about this, and I didn't think about it from that perspective, and it's great. The NFC North is on the line. The snow is coming down. You're in week 17 or week 18. That's going to be this year. They're going to be adding that 17th game. You're heading to Lambeau, and it's the division is on the line. Whoever wins the game wins the NFC North. Who am I putting my money on to win that football game? Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson? I'm picking Russell Wilson 10 out of 10 times. 10 out of 10 times. And that's where the age and the experience and the mental part of the game. And when I say mental, I'm not saying that Deshaun Watson's not smart. I'm saying from a savvy veteran quarterback that's just fucking smart, brilliant. He's a tactician. That's where I'm taking Russell Wilson. I'm not going to sweat that Russell Wilson's 32, going to be 33 in season because he's got a lot of years left. I don't believe he's missed a single game due to injury. And look at it too, Phil. He's getting off we've had players here. Dante Jones talked about it. Lemuel Stinson talked about it. Kyle Long talked about it. Akeem Hicks. Say what you want about the Soldier Field turf. These guys if they had their choice, they would play on a natural surface. Russell Wilson hasn't been able to do that in the NFL. So that is something right there that can help prolong his career also.
let me say this also about Russell. Okay. Not only is he a winner and a leader, he's somebody that will hold players accountable. He will get the most out of a Javon Wims. He will, where Mitch Trubisky, we had Dieter Eisland. He kept it 100, you know. Shayne, you asked him who the leader was. He said Cody Whitehair on offense. We asked, who was the other player we had that you asked him?
Josh Woods.
Josh Woods. He said Danny T is the leader. Who's the leader of offense? He took about 11 minutes to come up with Allen Robinson.
He went back. He's like, oh, yeah, Allen's a good. I think somebody said Allen Robinson. He's like, yeah, that's a good one. You get Russell Wilson the day it happens.
Exactly.
He's the number one on offense, on defense. From the front office, from the fans, from the media.
Franchise. And he is a leader of men. He is. And Russell, if you're watching this, you would change the whole city of Chicago and their vibe and energy. There is nothing. John Madden, I always quote him. He said it. There is nothing better in life than when the Chicago Bears are winning. There's nothing better. Football is at its best, was the exact quote. When the Chicago Bears are winning.
It's the truth.
It's the truth. All for us. But you saw it. I mean, football, I hate to go back to 85, but think about the Super Bowl shuffle. There's still people that see me in a Bears hoodie in Connecticut and talk about the fridge. They remember that because they were bigger than life. The personality was such, and that's what we've been missing. A maniacal head coach. Now, we'll give this guy a shot. He's learning on the fucking job.
You have no other choice.
The only help is going to be those two dynamic football players. And where I check the boxes, we could go on for another hour. But Russell Wilson, the leader, Russell Wilson, the deep ball passer, Russell Wilson, the manipulator of the pocket.
Go back to that Rams game when Mitch overthrew Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney
game changes in that game.
Darnell Mooney juked one of the best corners in the fucking league.
Oh, on the stop go.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And he missed that throw.
Yeah.
You had to bring that up at this
But I'm saying Russell Wilson's not going to
never misses that. Never.
That was another guy we could have brought up with Cap when you're talking about wide receivers. DK Metcalf is on that fucking list.
Oh, Jesus. He's a free agent?
No. But I'm saying
he's a free agent.
No. We were talking about guys to add to the list that you may take over Allen Robinson. DK Metcalf's a fucking.
Allen is a tremendous football player.
He is.
Saying that. I don't want to get this twisted, but he's struggling for me. I will put a list out of my top 10 on my Facebook page. I will do that. I'm going to sit down and think of it. But Marvin Jones at a lower deal than what I see on tape with Allen Robinson. I've teased that for weeks. I mentioned it one day, but I said that was my surprise replacement, that you would get more from him than you have from Allen Robinson. And football, I get it. For most people, they're looking at the fantasy numbers. You're looking at how many catches and I'm looking at everything. How is this guy stalk blocking with a zone play going away? Is he cutting off? Is he getting to that point? Those are the things, the little things. We said it it was our last show, our draft mob show, was the little things. Those things do matter. They end up making all the difference.
Yes. Go back. I'm sorry. Yeah. The Rams game was Foles, but Chris Gonzalez noted Mitch Trubisky truther. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. It was Nick Foles, but
there's another game.
I'll put up 40 other passes where Mitch fucking sailed wide open players. He did it in North Carolina. He's done it in Chicago. It's a big flaw in Mitch Trubisky's game. Big flaw.
I agree with Cap. My daughter asked the question, is Mitch going to be back? Dante Jones thought Mitch will be back. I want to see where you guys are.
You know where he's going to go? He's going to shock everybody, and he's going to go to Cleveland and back up Baker. And if you watch, he's going to go home.
He's going to go New England. That's my gut. I want to see
and
where
all
he
the
goes.
meatheads are going to say he's going to win Super Bowls in New England. That's the part
We'll
part that I love.
Maybe he'll be in San Francisco. They'll cut Jimmy Garoppolo. But we got a bunch of stuff that you guys, if you aren't a patron, you need to get over there and become a patron. www.thetapeneverlies.com. Right there, scrolling underneath there. Every Saturday, X's with the O's. This Saturday, as I told you, I would announce it on Wednesday's show, Keeping It 100. We are going to break down the safeties on the Chicago Bears. And then on Sunday, we always double dip and we do our draft show. And we're going to break down the safeties that are in the draft. So you're going to be looking at Eddie Jackson, Deion Bush. Is this someone you want coming back? You're going to look at Houston Carson. You're going to look at my boy Gibson. See somebody we want back. Those safety position in Chicago, we're going to put them under the microscope with me and my father on X's with the O's. When you're a patron, we get these live shows. Again, some more business. Sunday, Draft Mob, me, Shayne, and Bearlissimo.
I'll be there this week.
Breaking down the safeties in the draft. We don't just talk about it. We take the film. I'm having deja vu. Boom, boom, boom. Let me do something to break it. There we go. And we look at them and break them down with the tape so you could see the actual tape to go along with the analysis. And then listen, if you're a patron, I got to announce we are going to have a fantasy football league that you are going to want to be a part of. We're having a fantasy football show that's going to be coming out this summer. When we kick that off, we got
maybe before.
Maybe after the draft. Fantasy.
Maybe there might be a fantasy focus before. We're going to put some pressure on these guys.
We got to put this pressure on this cast we've put together.
Jackal's over there sweating already. I can see him.
Yes. Do we want to bring Chris Jackal has been here tonight in the Draft Dr. Phil studios, sitting right next to me. Where is he? You want to get on the camera, Chris? Let's get him on the camera. He's put. This is his first appearance. Where is he? Where is he? He's working hard. He's learning the production end. He's been there. He is.
Oh God, go back off camera.
So he's been taking Claudio the barber spot. He's traveling to Maryland, right, Claudio?
So he says.
He's
at Burger King.
So, Chris, they can hear you on my mic. Did you enjoy your night here?
I just want... Damn!
It's a rookie mistake. Rookie mistake.
I didn't want to say anything because I knew it was going to happen. I'm just waiting for it. So
he's sitting. You got to turn your speakers off on your. This is a rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. Your volume on your laptop. Got it? There you go. Now he's on. So this mic will pick you. You don't normally put two people in a room broadcasting, but tonight Chris was learning the ropes of StreamYard. Your guy in the chat, we kept it a secret. Someone knew it though. Somebody saw it, knew it.
I think Logan out there gave a little
yeah, Logan all the way in the Philippines.
That's right.
Logan knew it, unless you texted him and secretly gave away.
No, not at all.
So yeah,
I'm just happy to be with you guys, man. This is awesome.
Did you have a lot of fun tonight?
Of course, things went pretty smoothly. There was no Claudio, so I just have to say that there's no smoke weed every day comments or anything like that yet. So
I don't give a fuck that he smokes weed. They all smoke weed.
Smoke weed every day.
No Claudio tonight smoking.
Big plays are nice.
Yeah. They are with our guy Chris Jackal. Thank you for sitting in tonight, producing with Cap. We had a great guest. Your first experience in this and the pressure. You see what goes on because most people don't realize I got to put kids to bed. Chris is helping me care for the kids, feed the kids, tuck the kids in. I had to
two books.
Read 2 books. I got to wipe Vaseline and one of the kids' hinds. It's itching.
Wasn't there for that, boys.
My hiney itches.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
Exactly. We're gangsters over here. Dads and gangsters. So, yeah, it's been a great show with you here. I really appreciate you. Chris is learning the ropes. That's all I'm going to tease right now. He's learning the ropes, and he's going to do become a producer of the show and the network. If you want to be a part of that, reach out to me. Let me know. There's plenty of jobs that I can give and hand out. Ask anybody. I'm never afraid to give someone.
If you're willing to work for free.
If you're willing to work for free. So, Chris, somebody's going to be your number one fan. Someone.
It can't be Angelo.
No. Where is Angelo, Shayne?
At the bank.
Oh, Angelo. Are we talking about Angelo or no? We're going to address that next week. Yeah.
Angelo dropped the ball tonight. Big time.
Oh, he did. He did. He did. He really did.
Big plays are nice. They're good. We need more of those.
Unfortunately, Angelo didn't step up and make the big play tonight. So,
he might be making a different big play tonight. You never know.
You never know. You never know. Yes. Last thing. Did you have something else before we go to shout outs?
No.
We're not. Anybody that honestly, if you want in before we go to shout outs, just reach out to me.
Phil or I. We will talk.
We will definitely talk. I have one other person.
Listen, though, I think it's important.
Real quick.
We have to do when we're talking about helping out, we're actually not fucking around. We put in a lot of work here, and it's something that I don't think a lot of people realize what goes on behind the scenes. So when we say that, we're very serious about it, and it is a lot of work, and it's I mean, Phil, you know more than anybody, how labor intensive it can be, the things that we do. We're out, you and I talk each and every day while we're at our day jobs,
exactly.
And
show,
it is a lot.
Network, this network is so important to us. Chris Irwin and his dad. Did you do that, Shayne?
I don't know. Put that.
I didn't do that. Oh my God. Oh, Maron. Yes. Seriously though, this show, this network, there's a level of expectation, especially coming from other experiences. We want to be transparent. We want people involved. And like I was saying, we're going to have a fantasy football show. Chicago Bear players are going to join the fantasy league. And if you're a patron, you will be able to get into this fantasy league. We're planning this all out. It's going to be awesome. So you got to be a patron though. So subscribe down there. Also, we're going to do mock drafts. This is another area where I'm going to need patrons only. You're going to become the GM and you're going to have to take it fucking serious. I have one guy already telling me that he's down to be the GM of one of these teams and take it seriously. We're going to go live and do a live mock draft. I don't want to reach out to the Jets beat media guy and this guy. I want our guys to do this and have a really good time taking it seriously and make it the most authentic thing. So $7 a month, $7 a month. You're going to get, obviously, in the season, the tape never lies, full analysis, offense and defense. Off-season free agents.
23 cents a day.
Off-season, once we sign the free agent, the tape never lies that you see during the week after every Bears game. I do it for free on the offense. I do offense and defense. But when we sign a free agent, I'm going to be doing the Tape Never Lies, Draft Dr. Phil's Tape Never Lies for the free agent. Focus on him. What does he do on the tape? You're going to see that. You're also going to be a part of pop-up shows, X's with the O's, Draft Mob on Sundays, all the original music and content. So right below there, www.thetapeneverlies.com.
Where was that one comment I want to put back up from Marcos?
What's that? What did he say?
Yes.
There he is. There's
yes, Marcos. We are on Twitch. Just search up TTNL Network. We're on there. We're streaming there right now.
We are streaming on Twitch. Also, follow our TTNL Network Twitter handle. Shayne has been suspended from Twitter, but he's taken over the Twitter TTNL account. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram. I think we have a TikTok. Follow, and really, like Chris Jackal likes to say, be a friend, tell a friend. Let everybody know this is the business side. We also I have a podcast. You can listen to us on every streaming app. Let me play that. We haven't played that in a while. Let's play this.
It's the best Chicago Bears post-game show on the planet.
Oh, that's not it.
Keeping It 100 can be found on all podcast streaming apps: iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Overcast, Castbox, Deezer, and finally, officially on Google Music and Podcasts. It's Keeping It 100 with Phil and Shayne.
Been a long time since we played that. So yeah, you can also listen to us, this interview tonight. Our guys over at Shy City Sports. Follow them. My boy Steven, thank you so much for all the work you put in to help me put that thumbnail together, talk about the quarterbacks tonight with David Kopp. Yeah, Walnuts. Stevie Walnuts.
Did you almost say David Copperfield?
I said David Kaplan. But you got me in the Walnuts thing. I was like, oh, in the middle of it. I'm like, yeah. He came on with me and George during Draft Mob and just had these giant cheeks. It was so like Andrew Siciliano's ears. That was fucking Steven's cheeks. And I'm like, holy shit. The fucking guy's working hard over there to help us out. So give them a follow real quick. We have all original music by our music director, Cool Kennedy. Oh, wait till you hear some of the plans we have with that. You love the music. You love that stuff. That's what it's about. It's a great show tonight in regards to football. It was different. We didn't do the cars. We didn't have Claudio, but Chris Jackal stepped up in the pocket, delivered, and really ultimately, it's awesome stuff.
Jackal might be the new hype man.
Well, next week, Funkster Jones. He's coming on next week, next show. My boy Larry Funkster Jones.
Angelo.
Yes.
I don't know, Shayne. Funkster Jones is going to bring it next week.
Angelo's good at dropping the ball. We got to give him that.
He is the Josh Bellamy of football there.
Phil, right. I got a picture for you of your boy.
Something else?
Siciliano.
Andrew Siciliano. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see.
And it's him and former Bear Orlando Pace. Take down that comment real quick so you can see it when I put it up.
Our producer, Christopher Jackal.
Anytime. There it goes.
There he goes.
Check this out.
Oh, both have some ears.
Yeah, that was like
the size of Pace. Huh?
That was like Phil and I at Modern Pizza when we took our picture.
You have that pic? We could put it up.
I would have to go back.
We have to find it. Yeah. One other thing, I think. What was it? Shit, I just lost my train of thought. Son of a bitch. Anyway, we had a great show. We normally would take some questions from the chat. Tonight we're gonna wrap up early. Shayne, is that what you're trying to hope for? Is that what you're leading?
It is. It is. We were technically supposed to go off air after Cap.
Yeah, we kept it going.
We gave you more. We We played a little bit more than just the tip.
Yes, just the tip. It will be, and then we are going to do mocks in the draft mob. I saw someone ask me that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. We got a guy named George Berlissimo.
Oh, my God.
You think he can't live without a mock? You don't think we're going to do mocks?
He posted a mock the other day on Twitter, and somebody said something about it. He's like, bro, I did this back in October.
Wait, I could do this, right? Draft mob.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a background. I was trying to put a picture.
Now, with the 43rd pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select.
You want to go embarrass yourself with this thing? Embarrass myself. My family, my children, my mother can hold her head up in any neighborhood in this city when she walks down the block.
Mark, are you sure about that? I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
Forget about it.
It's the draft mob, the draft mob. It's the draft mob.
That'll be this Sunday, Draft Mob. As I said, all original music, Draft Mob, talking safeties this Sunday. Right there. Marcel Atoshin Berlissimo. MOB. That's where you got it. Let's see. Now it's all coming together. Draft Mob. And then, of course, finally, shout out Shayne with our original move. Our guy, Cool Kennedy. Love you, bro. Where is that song? Shout out song real quick.
Shout out Tape Never Lies. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. From the fans in the stands to the follows on the gram. Thanks for your support, showing love in the DM. We stay Spencer strong, fight together till the end. Now it's time to shout out worldwide friends and fam. Like
the network that keeps it real, 100 crew. So many in the world that I gotta show love to. For some this part, signal show is at its end. But for me it's so important to thank the charter members and the fans. Built the network, speak the truth through the tape. Never run around the truth, no narratives we create. Set them straight, no bubble screen on 4th and 8. Claudio Shayne getting nervous cause keeping them up too late. That's it, no more to say that get the shot are vital. But hurry up cause the postman's getting homicidal.
Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too.
The network that keeps it real. Sense is strong.
There it is. The shout out. Spencer Strong shout outs. There's only 2 of us, but there is a third wheel. Jackal. We're gonna give you your first as a guest. Your first shout out. We don't even need you on camera. They can hear you. If I know it'll take you a little bit to get it. So you have anyone to shout out? You can come over. You can turn this way.
Hey, you can sit on Phil's lap.
You want to sit in Daddy's lap?
Yeah.
That sounds like a move Angelo pulls, but we keep it moving here. But I gotta say, I've been.
That's fucked up.
Well, hey, I deserve that. I gotta get busted, right?
If you want to just stand up, come over here so you could speak in the mic. There you go.
Just gonna say, I've been
a
big fan of the show for years. I've known Phil personally for about 6 years now, and I see how hard he works. And then getting to know Shayne, I know how hard he works as well. These guys put in a lot of time and effort. I'm waiting for the mic to drop so Shayne can put that in there. But I just shout out to everyone in the chat. You guys are all awesome. I love interacting with everybody. Fantasy is going to be awesome, and we got a lot of great stuff coming. And keep tuned in.
There you go.
You're not gonna shout out Elvis?
That's your boy, Elvis.
I'm shouting out Dad, Mr. Irwin.
Elvis wants Angelo's job.
Come on.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He told me.
He's on a list, though.
Angelo dropped the ball tonight.
He did.
He did. I see him in the chat late.
Yep.
He's too late. He does that. I gave him a shot. But anyway, Shayne, do you have any shout outs?
Yeah.
We don't have any music behind us, but
that's fine. That's fine. I'll keep mine short. Phil, you know where I'm going to go. I brought it up to you, and I'm sure you're going to shout him out too. We'll shout out our boy Andrew Brown.
Absolutely.
Like I said, this TTNL network, Phil and I, when we started all of this, we wanted to base it on truth and really loyalty more than anything, because you need that in every facet of life, friendship, raising your kids, work, play, however. And Andrew sent on a comment and just dealing with some personal things, and everybody reacts to those different ways, and whenever you see a brother or a sister struggling, no matter what, take a minute or two just to send them a text message or send them a comment on Facebook, respond to it, and just let them know that you're always there for them no matter what, because sometimes people are just having a bad day. I've had plenty of them. Phil can attest. I've called Phil many times. You're struggling with something, and you just, you push football and you push everything aside, and you talk about real life for a minute. And like I said, we've built this entire network with family and brotherhood in mind. And Andrew is a part of that. And when you're down and just struggling a little bit with, thoughts and dealing with different things in life and loss, just know that 100 Crew TTNL is always there. Our lines of communication are always open. We try to interact with you guys via Patreon, via social media as much as we can. I mean, we'll answer to emails, texts, everything. So shout out to Andrew. You're a loyal listener with what we do. And props to you and your beautiful family. And just don't forget that it's not just your family that you live with every day. You got a whole bunch of people here at TTNL that are behind you and pulling for you each and every day. And that's what 100 Crew is all about. That's what, Spencer Strong is all about. We come together as a brotherhood and we push through, as family. So it's always good to remember.
So well said. I mean, I don't know. I'm a man of words. I mean, people hire me to give speeches at their weddings because I'm that good at it. I can get the most out of somebody's life. But I've always said, to just piggyback off Shayne, I have time for anybody that asks for it. That promise I've made, and my wife has looked at me sometimes like, what are you doing? Like, I go, I got to respond to this guy because I don't want to forget my thoughts. And I put thought into it because I care. And this network, just looking back, Shayne brought some emotion in me because I know what I left and how I felt and where I was scared and completely overwhelmed in anxiety because of what I did. And for all that time built and to see what transpired and how we were treated, it really was humbling and hurtful. But to where, and I'm stealing from Cherie, who's in the chat, where we are now from where we are, we're blessed by real true, because the real recognizes real. Let's keep it 100 there. Yeah. Like when I do a shout out, I put some fucking thought into someone's name because I think it was important. I said that since the day I started doing this. I pushed for 4 years ago. Shayne corrected me to go on screen and not just be talking over audio, because I want people to see real. I want you to see passion and not some phony ass fake football acumen. Like, I want you to see my passion. So people get intimidated by it or me or whatever, because I speak the truth, and some people love it. But I'm going to tell you right now, Andrew Brown, to Shayne's point, you do have family. I'm confident in saying 100 crew people that take pride in that shit, like Josh E. I saw him in there. Chris Jackal here. They will help. That's what we do here. Christ, we have 2 guys that I'm shouting out, Antoine Lee and Alberto Valdez. I saw him in there. Both of them need kidneys. Both. They go to dialysis. Imagine that every day. Everybody's got troubles. I used to look at people measure. Well, I got this problem. I only make $12 an hour. I make $500 every 2 weeks. I deserve more. Well, look at what this guy's doing. How much work is he putting? How much love is he sharing? How much compassion do we have as people, as human beings? So that's what we do here. Those guys, I want people to know, because you never know. I've found this out through this network. Shayne didn't believe me until we had Sandy Tom on, and he was like, I'm nervous from Scotland to speak to you 2 guys. I go, we're worldwide, bro, because people like Loki share it. People like Brandon Livingston, they share it. They tell people. My boy, Sammy the Bull. Sammy's back. I saw him tonight. Michael Kinder's all the way in Japan. Look, perfectly on time. I will take a job and motivate people not to win for me, but to do it for themselves, because it's a team game. And in this enterprise, when people told us 3-hour show will never work, we did it anyway. So I love you guys, all of you in the chat. But I got to shout out my boy, Alec Walker. He's like, Phil, all I want is a TTNL t-shirt. I'm going to send you a goddamn Sid Luckman bobblehead, because I know you collect bobbleheads. You see him back there? So this dude sent me a Sid Luckman bobblehead, and I got to shout him out for even thinking of me. So I sent him some TTNL t-shirt and swag. Get your swag on. You saw my wife? God, she looked gorgeous. Gotta keep it 100. I'm like, you're a model. You sold 15 hoodies overnight after I put you up there. I'm like, geez. She's like, I did? I go, yeah. Keep it going. Share it. Get your TTNL swag. Should be on the bottom. Scroll that, Chris. Go to banners and try to find Superior Embroidery. Those people work so hard. Obviously, Andrew Brown, Michael Kinder, you're from Japan listening in. You were one of my guys. Sammy the Bull. We got big plans if they open up Soldier Field with Sammy the Bull, Shayne. Sammy has this big tailgate planned for TTNL family at Soldier Field. He's got some hookups. Sammy, you got me excited that we'll go to the game. We'll tailgate before the game.
We'll call our show TTNL in the stands.
Is he still in the chat?
I have no idea.
He left. Probably left. He gets so much praise here and he leaves. Even though Cars hates him. All right. But anyway, Sammy the Bull live show at BHL right in the at the stadium with you fans. You keeping 100. Otis Nichols, patron numero uno. He put his name to that question tonight, but I already had you on my list, Otis, as patron numero uno. Larry Funkster Jones wants to be the hype man. He's coming on the show next week. He's saying, Phil, he had to work a double shift tonight, Shayne.
Yeah.
He makes $8 or $12 an hour, busting his ass, loves funk music, loves the Bears even more. You see him in his passion, and he's never afraid to shout out the network and get the job done. When you ask him to do it, he steps up, Shayne. He does it, right? Khalid Abdullah, always sharing the show and letting people know. HL Priest, you're right there on time, sharing the show. My boy Levon D. Lane, love that dude, always doing everything. Nathan Creamery, that's your real name. He's going to be a GM. He's a patron. Laughing Ace. Let me tell you a quick story about this guy. He's a Army veteran, or he in one of the service academies. I can't remember. Army. I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm gonna fuck it up, Laughing Ace. But this is what he's done. This guy, I want to bring him on the show. So Antoine Lee, who needs a kidney. He's finally been approved to get a kidney transplant. He's dialysis for 3 years. He's paid for his patron this whole time out of the kindness of his heart. He's like, I want Antoine to experience this. It was even before he knew about Antoine's kidney.
It's amazing.
So it's amazing. I'm shouting out Antoine and my boy Laughing Ace. Follow him on Instagram. Rashad Cool Kennedy. Rashad Cool Kennedy creating the music. Love talking to this guy. He's a kindred spirit. Obviously, Chris Jackal tonight coming in here, stepping up in the pocket and helping us out. David Kaplan, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show and really bringing the house down, just being the great person, honest. He's swearing, fit right in, and he's never afraid. Like you saw him wearing the swag, promoting us. It's like, I'm not bigger than this. I do for the little people. I do for everybody. He's a people guy. That I love. I'll fight for Dave Kaplan till the bitter end at this point. Seriously. You wanted to say something? I'm sorry.
Who, me?
Yeah, I thought you said something. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't.
I got to shout out my boy, Randy Peterson. Randy Peterson is in Connecticut, right? This guy I talked to, he's got a health program that has helped so many people in my town lose weight. He's just a tremendous nutritionist, workout guy. I'm talking with him. We're going to have some big discussions. And for some of you out there that I don't give a fuck, you look in the mirror and you are feeling a certain way about yourself. It's okay. Be honest with yourself. I need to lose 15 pounds. I'm saying to myself right now, I'm not afraid to say it. I got to do it. COVID, life, being a father, whatever, convenience.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
Exactly. Even that. We're going to have some stuff about Randy Peterson for you in the upcoming shows. I wanted to shout him out personally. Was there somebody, my wife, for modeling the swag, but most importantly, Shayne.
Oh, I'm sorry, Steph. Jackal did that.
I gotta give her.
I can't believe Jackal fucking disrespected Steph like that, playing that producer back there.
Oh my God, Jackal, Steph,
the scapegoat.
That was him. Yeah, you're living Claudio's life, my boy, Coach Dre. But seriously, my wife, she told me, she was at work and she was like, I'm so proud of you for what you're doing on TTNL. I have people telling me at work how funny, how informative, and how much fun the show is. And she enjoys watching the show. So to have your wife tell you that she's supporting you and we've taken this big step out there, unbelievable. You guys in the chat, though, John Centino, you're always doing it. Jeff Burton, Coach Dre, my man AJ Smith, HL Priest every week, Josh E, Chris Sandlin, the Sandman, Coach, I already said Coach Dre, Logan, all the way in Philippines. You guys have been with us all night. Shayne, another great show. Amazing stuff. We're going to be back next week with our guy JJ Stankovitz, Cameron Beige, maybe Larry the Funkster Jones is coming on next week to show us what he's got. And you got
Naquan,
hopefully. Naquan, you come on the show. I forgot to thank Dante Jones and Lemuel Stinson. I love those two guys. I hope they enjoyed the show tonight, the Open. If you didn't get to see the Open, go back, check out that show. And next week, I promise you, me and Cool Kennedy are definitely going to get the 24. And this guy will. Nerd alert! Yes, Cars will be back. Those of you that miss Cars, it'll be back next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tune in, sign up, $7 a month. We'll be there. $7, thank you, doesn't compare to what you guys bring. If Pace wasn't a fucking moron, we drafted Watson, you guys would have been 1,000+ viewers every show. Yes, we're finally back on our YouTube. There he is.
You can look in that. He'll look good
down.
In that. Yep. Big boy.
You'll look good in navy and orange. We're going to need some. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with some of the, you see the veterans getting cut. March 17th, right, is the official start of the season, or is it the 16th?
The league year. Yeah, the official start of the league year.
Next
But
Wednesday.
I guess
that'll be the night we go live.
The tampering period starts on the 15th. I mean, that's when everything really starts to break.
But
by the time the
17th, right?
Yeah, I mean, well,
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
I think if there's going to be a big move made at quarterback, Phil, you and I talked about it. So say if they are in on Russell Wilson, I think you're going to see it go down before free agency, because you make a trade like that, you're going to be losing a lot of draft picks. So free agency is going to become even more important for the Bears to make smaller type moves, because they're going to have to fill holes. Ryan Cox, friend of TTNO. There's some groundswell going around Twitter right now saying that Akeem Hicks and Anthony Miller have unfollowed the Chicago Bears on Instagram. We know how that goes. Those things get thrown around. So not saying that it means anything.
Look at this girl, Cherie.
Big part of our TTNL future right there. Cherie.
Don't spoil anything.
Yeah.
Don't
she's gonna be the new hypestress.
Listen, my 4 favorite here. I said I'd do it. Right there. Number 1. Remember the Titans. Number 1. Number 2. What did I go with? I think I went with my heart here. I got to go Rudy, number 2. Then I got to go Friday Night Lights.
Do you remember the movie that we watched in the van on our way to Modern?
Rudy, right?
Was it Rudy or was it Remember the Titans?
Oh, it was Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
It was Remember the Titans. So, yeah, if you saw that page, give me your 4 favorite. We'll get into that next week. Great show tonight, guys. Love you guys. 11 o'clock ender, Shayne. You got to be happy with that. You guys, if you really, like I said earlier, if you're really interested in that, being a part of that, let me know. We already taken on some new faces. Shayne's teasing some stuff. Claudio and Cars will be back next week with JJ. We'll be live Saturday and Sunday on the patron side. And if a trade does happen, we'll be live right here on the Tape Never Lies Network. I wanted one last thing. Shout out to Kenneth
Sandlin
Davis.
said it was Rudy. It was Rudy. Sandlin said
it was Rudy.
He was in the
van.
He
would remember. He was way in the back. He's so short. I got to shout out Kenneth Davis, my buddy.
Yeah.
And he's now on the Under the Center podcast on NBC.
The host?
Yes, he's the host. He's going to be coming on our network on the 24th of March.
He's replacing Claudio too. He's adding.
He's going to come on here and talk about the Bears. Obviously, will know who the quarterback is at that point. Will be critical. So I want to shout him out. Friend of me, my boy Sean Sierra and Ivan. Got to shout them out too. It's all the dominoes. All the dominoes. God bless you guys. I hope you enjoyed the show with David Kaplan tonight. It's Keepin It 100. Sponsored by our guys, Shy City Sports, always on the Tape Never Lies Network.
This has been a Shy City Sports presentation and a Tape Never Lies Network production. Keepin It 100. Thanks for tuning in to the Tape Never Lies Network.